Do you know Jimmy?
This episode today is sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a clean energy drink that's made to give you focus with no crash. It contains zero sugar, gluten-free, contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropics, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. This is a great thing, especially, dude, I love this type of stuff because I work about, 12 hours on a shift every now and then, and this definitely will get you through the day without crashing. It's fantastic. All flavors are unique and custom made by Dubby. You'll never experience any other flavors like this anywhere else. You have to get their stuff. It's fantastic. For 10% off, use the code HEAD. That's HEAD, HEAD. Get yourself 10% off with every order. Go get yourself some Dubby today.
Do you know Jimmy? You guys know Jimmy? Jimmy was gnarly. Jimmy was Jimmy. Jimmy was off the hook. Jimmy was gnarly, bro. It was awesome, dude. Jimmy was like...
Is that going to be a good podcast for you guys if we just take a nap right here?
Just take a little snooze. Just a wee bit of snooze.
It is a Thursday afternoon. A little bit past the morning head stage.
Almost Friday. That's all I got to say. Almost
All
Friday.
right. I still got a few days off of work.
And
So we're good.
I've been off of work for like the past month.
Yeah, it looks like you've been off. You're growing a beard now.
Yeah, man. I've been lazy.
You know you're not allowed to have that.
No. I'm allowed to have it until I wear the uniform. When I wear the uniform, beard
Okay.
goes away. Yep.
All
I can
right.
have a beard. I don't have to shave every day without a uniform
I
on.
can't believe they don't let you have a beard.
Well,
Makes no sense.
it's in progress right now. They're actually working on so right now it's a waiverable thing. You can apply for the waiver to get a shaving waiver, and that's for people who have like skin issues, like guys who get like really bad razor burn and like razor bumps and stuff like that too.
Gotcha.
So, but they're actually working on making it just a blanket thing because like when I was in Little Rock, man, we had Germans there. Those guys had full on beards and they were damn impressive. And you're like, you can make a beard look good and professional.
Yeah, you can.
And there's no valid truth to.
I like to think mine looks a little professional.
Yeah, you keep it pretty well trimmed.
You know?
up. Yeah,
I
man.
wish I didn't have to trim it all the time. I think I'm going to let it go this year.
You might as well.
completely.
If work doesn't care, why not, right?
The only reason why you can't, in my opinion, have one is if you have to wear a respirator for work,
Mhm.
or in your case with the military gas mask, or oxygen mask in your jets. Other than that, I don't see a reason why you have to wear it.
And I mean, the Air Force is kind of realizing that it's not necessarily true that you get a better seal without facial hair. They're like, that's why they're kind of considering getting beards in, is because like they don't necessarily see a correlation with wearing a gas mask and having a beard.
You know, that's why Hitler had the stash, right?
Is it really?
That's why. Because the way in those times, the way that a gas mask would be over your face, the full mustache would be in the way of the seal. So he just shaved off the ends, and that's why that little stash underneath the nose, that's why Hitler had that.
Weird.
Because he wanted a mustache, and he couldn't have a full mustache because of the gas
Yeah.
mask he had to wear in the military.
Yeah, man, I get flack for just having a
little bit of history for you guys.
little nugget right
on
there.
Hitler's stash.
Jimmy Ray history nugget.
Back off of the stash, okay?
Yeah.
Like, it really sucks that he ruined it for everybody.
yeah,
you know?
everybody.
That used to be an iconic look. Like Charlie Chaplin had it and everything.
Yeah,
and
you're right. Chaplin didn't have that.
no one associates it with Charlie Chaplin.
Nope.
Hitler's
No,
stash.
he was just that bad of a dude that now no one would ever do that again.
Fucked it up for the rest of us. There's
Yep.
always one. There's always one.
There's always one. That's right.
Fucking it up for the rest
You
of us.
learn that in the military, man. There's always one guy who screws it up for everybody else.
You learn that in life.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. Anytime you go to a new job and there's some stupid rule that you can't understand why, that's because somebody fucked it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Yep.
Like, why can't I wear these noise-canceling headphones with awareness mode
Because you're hearing
in a
lawsuits.
factory? It's because somebody fucked it up.
Somebody fucked it up. Yeah, man. There was even a guy at your plant at Dunlop who used to sell fireworks around 4th of July. He used to sell
Oh, yeah?
good fireworks. Yeah, he used to get a
Like homemade fireworks?
no. He used to
No.
go.
I know a guy I can get that from.
He used to get yeah. I don't know about the homemade guy, but
they're not
no,
really. They're not really fireworks.
But every like June or whatever, this guy would go get a storage unit.
Yeah.
Or like some kind of shipping container thing.
Okay.
He'd load it. He'd spend
Like one of those
hell-
moving boxes type of deal.
probably bigger than that. You
Yeah.
know, like he'd spend so much fucking money getting a thing full of legit good fireworks because he would put on a show himself for his family out in his land.
Okay.
In
Fuck
the
was
area.
that?
What do you hear?
My light just flickered.
Oh, I didn't even.
Did you
I
see
think
that?
I think I blinked. I think I blinked right at that moment. But anyways, yeah. So
All right.
he would get that, and then the rest he would get the extra he would sell to guys at the plant.
Oh, nice.
And my dad always told me, he said, "Yeah, this guy, really would help people out."
You see it that time?
Yeah, I saw it that time. Or
Power surge going
I was gonna
on.
say we're using too much here. Got to tone it down.
Oh.
This podcast.
Kids are downstairs. They're probably shaking the whole fucking house.
Oh man, but
I used to go down with a few $100s and go to Phantom and get some fireworks. I like the bundle deals. It's
Mhm.
like, buy one, get 3 free. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing that. And then I keep going everywhere
you just
and
get
getting those
ton.
bundle deals.
Yep.
And so I'm only spending like $30 here, but I got 3-4 packs of it now.
Yep.
So that works out well. And then at my property down in Southern Tier, I would throw on a little show too. I did it a couple years in a row. And, but yeah, I run out of money.
Yeah, man, I get it.
It just gets addictive.
It
Now you're
is
going
addictive.
down there and you're spending thousands of dollars on them.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
it's like, okay, last year was good. Now we got to go bigger.
yeah, exactly.
So
But
I
yeah,
might do it this year again. We'll see.
Yeah, you might as well
If
try.
if I put it in my head to put some money aside just for fireworks, I might do it next shutdown, 4th of July.
There you go. Yep, because
it
they do shut down during the 4th of July area, don't
Mhm.
they? Yeah, that's nice.
Yep, we get a week of shutdown where we don't have to go to work for 4th of July week and Christmas week.
And the Christmas week.
So we get Christmas off. Christmas Eve and Christmas off, and then we get a week off, and we get New Year's Eve and New Year's off, and then back to work.
Back to work. Yep.
Right back to work.
Right back to it. Like nothing
Right.
ever. Like you didn't miss anything, right?
No, my father still gets Monday off. I don't know why. I gotta go in Monday.
Ugh.
He's got an extra day than me.
Mondays suck, man.
It's not that big of a deal, especially being second shift. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
So
You
there's
sleep in
a little bit less work. Like first shift, we'll get the machines back up and running and everything. Hopefully, work out all the kinks from them just sitting around for a week, and hopefully, I come into a nice smooth sailing
Dude,
work area.
that's
by the
what-
time I get there.
that's what kills me with my dad, man. Is when he was there, he would always be working on the racing tires. He'd be on those racing machines. Damn.
Yeah, we ain't holding back now.
Yeah. Gotta send it. But yeah,
So-
he'd be working on those racing tires, and they would just say like, hey, like today we need you to work on racing tires. So you're not going to do the normal tire stuff.
Mhm.
So they'd pull them off to the side, but then they would like set them up on a machine with one of the the tire engineers, like
Yeah.
design engineers, and he'd like make them a tire to like their spec or whatever they calibrated the machine to, and then it would spit out a shitty tire, and then
Oh, of course.
they would inspect it and be like, oh yeah, that's like not a good tire. Like here, Dave, make another one,
Mhm.
but like we'll tweak this, and this. So my dad would make a tire. He'd spend I don't know how long it takes for that machine to make one, but like
Probably about 3 to 5 minutes.
yeah. So like to take no time at all for my dad to do that
Yeah.
with those advanced like race tire machines,
Mhm.
and then he'd just sit there and wait for them to look at it, inspect it, cut it open, take a core out, like do all that shit, and then be like, nah, this is a bad one. Like we got to try again. So they'd calibrate. Then he'd sit there and wait for them to calibrate the machine.
Yep, it's
And,
called development. So they'll have development tires. They'll have treads. It literally is the purpose. They
Mhm.
just designed a new tire and it's in development stage.
Yep.
So a builder will build it. Usually it depends on, for my department, it depends on what machine, what type of tire it is, because each machine is calibrated for different sizes of tires.
Mhm.
So mine being the smaller one, I get a lot of development tires coming off of that one. I've done it, I think, twice to where I had to deal with the development. But it was like first shift was doing it first, and then I was just finishing it up. So I maybe built like 6 tires.
Yep.
And I can do about 3 to 4 minutes a tire
Mhm.
on my machine.
Nice.
One of the faster ones. It's actually nice. When it's running right.
Yeah.
That's the problem with having 4 different shifts.
Mhm.
So that machine runs through 4 different operators, including myself. And everybody has their own way of doing things.
Yeah.
They
so
set up the machine the way that they like it. So when I come in, I have to set it up again the way I like it. And it just goes back and forth. So, and sometimes it gets messed up in the process.
Yeah, I bet.
All that switching around.
Yeah, I believe it.
But it's not even switching settings. It's just switching guide tracks and the way that the rubber gets put on.
Yep, that makes sense.
That's about it. The way the rubber gets cut, because I cut the rubber a different way than the other guy cuts it.
Yep.
Stupid shit like that. But
yeah, man, it's interesting to hear about it.
it's a very interesting job.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be doing it. I've tried to do it like 6-7 years ago. I applied the first time, but I wanted the mechanic position.
Mhm.
I never even thought about actually building tires, but I'm building tires now and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Good.
I'm still gonna go try to get a mechanic spot there though.
I know that's what my dad tried to do, man.
That's easy going.
The money that I heard it's pretty chill and
Yep.
they make good money.
It's good money. It's you only are doing work when there's something broken or preventative maintenance stuff.
Yep.
Which is fine. I'm more than capable of doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I just gotta wait for a position to open up for me to get.
My dad tried to take whatever exam that they make you take to do that.
Yeah.
And he said like he just couldn't pass it because they
I
make
might, but I don't know.
He
I'm
said-
not one with tests very
yeah.
well at all. I'm not a good test taker.
I'm not a good test taker either, man.
But that's in my head though, because every test that I do take, I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna fucking fail this thing, and I end up passing it.
Well, yeah.
So-
You got to believe in yourself a little bit, right?
A little bit, I guess, but I find it very hard to do.
Yep.
Just because I feel like my intellect is very, very low from where I'm at, because reading is not good. I can't do math in my head.
Uh-huh.
We've already talked about this on the last podcast. I cannot fucking read. Like, I'm starting to stutter when I talk. I don't know what's going on with me.
Hey, it doesn't mean. Wait, remind me again. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Left.
You're left-handed, man. That's all right. Left-handed people are
It's got
creative.
nothing to do with it, Dave.
I'm left-handed too. I'm left-handed too. Listen, we're more creative. We're more with it up here, I think, than maybe we are with our words.
I'm
you know what I
definitely
mean?
more of a visual person.
Oh yeah, me too. 100%.
So,
That's the other thing. Earlier in the podcast, I talked about how, like I wasn't like straight A student in college or whatever, but look, I fly airplanes in the Air Force. So
last episode.
Yeah, in the last episode. Yeah. Like you don't need to have straight A's. You just need to meet whatever requirements the Air Force asks of you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still make it. I still busted my hump in college. I just wasn't super good at it, you know.
Most jobs that require you to take a test to get into the place, they're literally looking for the bare minimum of your knowledge.
Yeah.
Because they will train you to do the job. You don't have to know anything about the job. They just want to know what you know.
That's how pilot training was.
Are you some form of competence? You know,
Yep.
like that's all they're looking for.
They wanna
Can
do-
you follow directions?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all they want to know.
So the AFOQT, the written test I had to take for officer qualification, basically like part of that test is on aviation related stuff. So if you know some stuff about it, you know, or you study a little bit before you take it, you certainly will be more prepared. But even that stuff doesn't matter because you're going to relearn. You would relearn all of it all over again in pilot training anyway. So it's not a big deal. You only need a little bit of prior knowledge. But I've got friends who like don't even know. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus here, but I've got friends who don't even know all the planes that the Air Force flies and they're pilots in the Air Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how like little involvement they actually have outside of what they do, like what their daily life entails, as opposed to like you know what the entire Air Force does.
Yeah,
So,
I like working at the airport that we used to work at. I was starting to learn most of the planes coming in.
Yeah.
But now that I don't do it, I can't fucking tell you.
Yeah,
I can't tell you what that plane is.
I don't even know a lot of civilian airplanes, man. I know some civilian airplanes.
There's a lot of planes out there.
Yeah, I don't know all of them.
Some of them I can. I still remember the Cirrus. I still remember Cessnas. Obviously, those are like your main turboprop engines. Learjet I can still name off.
Citations.
Yeah, but other than that, maybe a Cub
Phenoms.
Cub Cadet Phenom.
Yeah, the little Piper Cubs. Those are cool.
Yep.
Those little bush planes.
Little puddle jumpers.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, I would love to learn to fly. And actually, I took some not flying lessons, but I took AP classes, airframe power plant.
Yep.
Mechanic. I did about a month. I think it was I don't know if it was a 3 or 6 month program I was involved in. I did like a month or two of it, and realized that it wasn't going to really work out for me. But it was really cool class. I learned a lot about planes and how they're structured and made and everything. But it still wasn't going to guarantee me a position as an airframe power plant mechanic. So I would still, after doing the schooling, I would have definitely more knowledge on it.
Yep.
But I would still have to get an apprenticeship somewhere. And it's a lot of work for doing that. You got to follow through the apprenticeship. You learn on the job tactics and everything going on like that, like most jobs.
Yep.
You know, but you have to keep a logbook, very very detailed logbook of when you're there, what you're working on, what you did to it, and how you did it, and then your actual mechanic that's shadowing you has to sign off on that. And then at X amount of hours of doing that, it's up to that guy to then say that, okay, he's ready to take the test to become his own
the A&P.
mechanic, A&P mechanic. So you're relying all on your instructor for everything, and then how detailed you can have that logbook.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, it was just, I think in my state of mind, because I was in my 20s doing this, I think it was just overwhelming, and I just couldn't wrap my head around actually following through with it, so I never did.
Right.
And then I also learned I'm making more money now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably are for now. Or like,
I'm better off now that I didn't do it. It would have been a great experience, but honestly, you make the more money if you are a traveling mechanic, one who flies with the plane.
Yep.
And me having a wife and 2 kids was not an option for me.
Absolutely.
I can't just leave for weeks right now to and leave her with 2 little kids.
Yep, I get that 100%. Yeah, it's like I know a guy who's it's like my friend who's a pilot in the Air Force. It's her brother. He's working on his A&P right now, and he told me as complicated as it is, but he's like, whatever planes we do work on, like we have to document like what it is we're working on, because he's I've done fuel tanks, I've done fuel systems, I've done structure, I've done engine, like power plant stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. He's like, I've done propellers. I'm like, whoa. But the logbook stuff sounds familiar, because guess who also has to do logbook stuff? Pilots. Not Air Force pilots, a little different, right? We have an entire part of the Air Force called HARM and SARM, and it's like basically air crew. It's like air crew records, flying records, pretty much. Like their job is to keep track of our flight records that we create after we fly, to like document our hours and our landings and like instrument approaches and all the X, Y, and Z that we do, and basically keep a record for us. But at the same time too, I've always been told by the older retired guys that it's probably a super smart idea for us to like keep a logbook anyway.
Even a personal one too, just for like a liability aspect of it.
Exactly, just to keep track, because he's like, there's always, every year you sign off on your hours you've obtained that year from like the HARM office or the SARM office. But you know, like how many people actually are sitting there going hour by hour, making sure that every little bit of their flying is actually recorded. You know, so if you keep a logbook after every flight, you therefore keep track of yourself and what you actually have, and you might be a little bit in the green. Or
same thing with truck drivers. They keep a logbook of where they're going, what they're shipping, and all that nonsense. It definitely helps if you have an issue with a shipment, delivery time, and everything like that. They can go back to your logbook, and if your logbook is tight, then you can't get in trouble. That's pretty much the basis of it all. We had to do the same thing as a mechanic. Right? Obviously, years after working at the airport, I got into a dealership as a regular auto mechanic, and on our paperwork, I forgot the fucking name of it. Whatever, the paperwork that we had to fill out was a PO slip. Whatever the PO stands for, parts order. Not even that, but we had to detail what was wrong with the vehicle, what we diagnosed, and what we fixed. And it was there to cover our asses, because we had a lot of customers come back and be like, this is now fucked up on my car ever since you touched it. It was like, well, we had nothing to do with that. This is what was wrong with your car, and this is what the mechanic did. Because we had people come in and be like, ever since you did my brakes, there's a growl coming from under my car. It's like, okay, we'll look that up. Well, now it's something new.
Mhm.
You're having an engine problem now.
Yep.
Okay, it's got nothing to do with the brakes that we put on. Because sometimes if you're hearing a noise after brakes
Mhm.
being installed, it could be a slider pin that's hanging up.
Yep.
It could be a rattle clip that's bent out of place. It could be the dust shield around the rotor.
Yeah,
that's bent,
rub it up
and
against
the
it.
rotor's now rubbing against it. You're going to hear that pretty quickly. So, but if you're going to come back a couple days later and say, ever since you, or even a week later, we had a week or two afterwards, ever since you did this, my car doesn't drive the same. It's like, well, obviously something new is happening then.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's relook at it. All right, we won't charge you this time for a diagnostic. Well, because we got to cover our ass.
Yeah, 100%.
So if it's something that is fucked up from what we did, obviously we're not going to charge you for a diagnostic fee, which is over $130 or something or something like that.
Mhm.
Something stupid. It's outrageous the amount of cost for hourly fees now. But that's all the paperwork is done, is just cover the mechanic's ass, cover the dealership's ass to make sure that they don't get sued
Mhm.
for liability issues.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's nuts.
I've gotten close.
You've got to.
But-
It's like it's important for them to cover up, but it's also like I've been on like both ends, right? Of just being like, well, I'm not the reason why you have this problem,
Yeah.
but also I've been the guy who's like, well, why were you the last person who touched my vehicle or seen my vehicle or whatever? But now it's being weird, so it's just like I don't know. It's a trust thing, right?
It is.
That's where my car is right now, dude. My car is still broken in Little Rock for 4 months now.
I'm sorry
It's
to
been
hear
at the
that,
shop,
Dave.
dude. It's ridiculous, man.
Sorry
but
to hear that.
I'm just excited to get it back. It's hopefully going to get delivered the day before I leave to go
Yeah.
back to Mississippi.
Where your car's going to be.
It's going to be stored in my mom's garage.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
You got anybody running it while you're gone?
well, I've got a friend of mine, Nate, that I'm going to have handle driving it a little bit, and then my grandfather's all like, oh, he's like,
Give me that fast
he's like, I
car.
might be 80 years old, but he's like, I can still drive stick, and you're like writing me off, like as like,
Yeah.
he's old, he can't do that. And I'm
Give
like,
your grandfather the race car for this season. Come on.
I'll give him the race car. So, yeah, dude, it's like I'm just like so burnt out about the whole car thing since I haven't seen it in so long that like
Mhm.
I'm just like not as excited as I was a couple months ago. Just a couple months ago, I was so psyched, man. It was gonna be put back together stock, but again, the motor is gonna be a 600 horsepower motor.
Mhm.
It's gonna have
Did you upgrade the turbo and everything too?
no, I actually had him put the stock turbo back. As long he
Okay.
said he'd flush it out, like to see if there's any metal in it, and he said after he did that, nothing seemed wrong. So I'll have him put the stock one back on there, but it just leaves me with the potential to upgrade it to like a slightly bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
So I might try to do like a bigger bolt-on one down the road.
So how much boost does that have stock? It's only like 10, 15 pounds?
No, it's the stock.
Less than that?
The stock STI, I think, put out like 16,
Oh, okay.
15 or 16 pounds. And that it depends on what mode you're in, because I have like the sport sharp,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like the intelligent mode. So like in sport sharp mode, it puts it up like a pound or two.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think my buddy's Evo was pushing 32 pounds.
well, I believe that, man. Evos are like beasts.
It kept blowing. The clamp was bad on the downpipe coming off the turbo, and it kept blowing off.
Yeah.
Like,
Jeez.
like
Boost leaks
after
all
like
day.
after like a good launch or so, maybe a couple of them, he would have to go underneath and retighten
And
everything
retighten
and put
down.
it back.
Oh, brother, that sounds so annoying. I'd get so sick of that. I was in my Mazda Speed on the 290 the one day, or one night, I should say. I was leaving work, and I had like an Infinity like sedan,
Mhm.
like a whatever G36 or
Yeah,
whatever
something like
sedan,
that.
something like that. It's like next to me, and his was loud. Mine was loud. I look over at him. I couldn't really see him because we had tinted windows. I'm just like, yo, like this dude's like lining up next to me. Like, fuck it. I downshifted. I was like, I stepped on it. Well, earlier that day, I had like checked the spark plugs, and I had the charge pipe coming up across the top of the engine, so I had to move it out of the way in order to get to the spark plugs.
You
I never
forgot to put it back on.
I never tightened the clamp down as tight as I should have, so I'm like stepping on it with this G37 or whatever the hell it was, and all of a sudden I hear pop, bang
Oh God!
on the hood of my car, and I'm like, yo, I just blew my motor, and now my car is running rough, and I'm just like, fuck, and this dude just pulls away from me, probably laughing his ass off.
Probably.
And I'm just like, oh man. So I pull over on the side of the highway. It's nighttime. I put my phone light out on the thing, and I just look and I see the charge pipe off the turbo just popped right off. That's
Oh.
all. That's all. So I just had to tighten the clamps down.
I mean, lucky it was an easy fix.
yeah, I'm glad.
You know?
But You know what's really sad is I sold the Mazda Speed while I was in Little Rock to a really cool guy. I was so happy to have sold it to him because he was awesome. He gave me exactly what I wanted for it. Didn't
That's nice.
haggle me one way or another, and just was very like receptive to my like information I had about it because I knew like so much about that car before I sold it to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I just needed to get rid of it because I thought it was like my liability vehicle compared to the Subaru.
Yeah.
I was so fucking wrong. But anyways, I sold it to him, man. He enjoyed it. He enjoyed it. I think he said he had an injector leak that he had to get fixed at one point, which I'm like, shit. I had like aftermarket.
Yeah, it's just an O-ring seal.
Yeah, like I had aftermarket injector seals put on it though, not terribly long ago.
Sometimes
So like,
aftermarket's not the best.
yeah, well, they're supposed to be because they're supposed to hold higher boost pressures, but whatever. It got fucked up. Something happened. He fixed that. He said he heard just like really loud hissing from the engine, so that's where he got that idea from. And then yeah, he hit a deer with it and he totaled it.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
He was driving home at night the one night, man, and so my Mazda Speed's totaled. He bought it. I think he bought it back from the insurance company with hopes to maybe transplant like the guts, the engine transmission.
Stuff that's still good.
But I think he bent the strut tower on the front end, and that was enough for the insurance company to be like, nope. So there's that thing's gone. The Subaru, on the other hand, that's the one that's getting the engine. It's getting a new 600 horsepower rated engine. It's getting a new clutch, like an endurance clutch.
It's like stage 2 or something like that?
Yeah, like a stage 2. Like it's supposed to drive like a street clutch, like a normal like factory clutch, but it's supposed to be able to hold like 500 horsepower or something like that. And then just new motor mounts, like new like stiffer motor mounts and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm just getting all that, and the rest is all just going back stock. And I'm not trying to like turn up the tune or anything because I turned up the tune a little bit, and that's how I think I blew it. So
it's crazy how you learn this stuff as you go. Just the little detailed things that make your car run smoother, whether it's like stiffer mounts on the motor to avoid engine rolling and rocking when you really hammer it, because that engine will torque and twist once you hammer it real good. So those mounts definitely help. Not only that, like stiffer torsion bars.
Yep.
For tighter turns and a whole bunch of shit like that. Dude, they have them on trucks too.
Right.
And I never even knew about that up until maybe a few years ago. Well, a little later than a few years, but yeah, just the upgrade in suspension and the difference of your ride is really crucial with whatever you want to do with it, whether it's horsepower or if you're climbing or whatever the fuck you want to do with it, man.
Yeah.
Like with the amount of lift kits that I used to install, a couple of them on Jeeps, like they would have quick disconnect sway bar links.
Oh, wow.
So you can, if you want to climb with the Jeep, obviously the sway bar is going to stop your suspension from fully expanding or collapsing.
Yep.
So, but it's got a quick connect on it, so you can just take those links right off and then lock them back down to the bar so they're out of the way.
That's cool.
To allow a further travel of your. Now you have full independent suspension.
That's cool. So
And it allows a lot much further travel for them to expand and contract.
Right.
And I'm like, this is fucking cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And the fact that I'm putting it on a Jeep that probably doesn't even see rain was the biggest heartbreak.
Like a mall crawler, dude. Yeah, I know that feeling.
One guy actually yelled at me for getting in his Jeep because I was too dirty. And he had all the doors off, the roof off, everything was there. He had water cans, gas cans, all in the rack on the backside. He had the full jack across the hood.
For his
like
mall
this
crawler.
thing was so set up for off-road. You can go across desert, rocks, and everything with this Jeep, the way that it was set up. And he yelled at me because I was too dirty getting in the Jeep. He's like, "You're not going to fucking clean up first?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm pulling in the fucking garage." Like, what? I didn't know it was his. So I had a little bit of an attitude with him, and I was fucking with him a bit. I didn't know it was his Jeep.
Jesus,
but it's like, you gotta be kidding me. All this shit's for fucking show.
Yeah, 100%.
Fucking show pony bullshit.
It's the show car. Yep.
It's a waste, man. Waste of money. If you're not going to use it for that aspect, why are you buying authentic shit?
That's how I feel about it too, man. Just go use it. Don't just make it look nice.
He was an older guy. I think he was in his 60s.
He's like, back in my day, I used to.
50s or 60s at least.
Back in my day, I used to crawl up rock walls 90 degrees.
We used to do this shit with stock vehicles. We didn't even modify them. We didn't even know how to modify half of our cars.
Tell them to talk to the...
To lower our car, dude, we took the struts out and we cut the springs in half.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we would do to lower them. We didn't know you could buy a lowering kit.
Yeah, like an actual...
Also, we didn't have the money either.
Purpose built for it, yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, we would cut like one ring off the fucking strut and put it back in.
Lower it down.
Now it's lower.
Bit. Yep, that's one way to do it.
Yep.
Found
another way too. You can heat it up.
Oh, and like change the spring rate a little bit.
And the weight of the vehicle, it will lower it itself if you just apply enough heat to the springs.
Oh yeah,
and you're just pretty much reforming the springs. But the springs ain't gonna work the same way no more.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
they definitely won't work the way they're supposed to.
I think lowered vehicles here in Buffalo is a huge waste of money and time.
And that's why I waited till I went to Mississippi with the Mazda Speed to get the coilover suspension.
Yeah.
I got BC Racing coilovers for it. Had a shop in town, a custom shop, install it. And I was like, hey, like, have you guys done coilovers before? And they're like, oh, yeah, like, we got a guy who does coilovers here. I'm like, great. Dude, I didn't see that car for a week.
Oh, God,
and I just remember showing up to pick it up. Finally, like after fighting with them, I'm just like, you guys are like dragging your ass. Like, what's going on? And they're just like, oh, like it's so rusty underneath, the broken bolts. I'm like, I told you guys, this car's from New York. It's gonna be rusty underneath. And they're like, oh, we haven't like broke so many bolts. Like, I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Fucking rookies.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't give a shit. That's the difference between you guys in Mississippi and a shop up in New York.
Oh yeah,
because a shop up in New York wouldn't be fucking crying about all the broken bolts.
I could have had all 4 of your struts replaced and the car realigned within a couple hours of working out of here.
Yeah, because they just were like, oh, like we kept breaking. And I'm just like, look, guys, like the difference between you guys in a New York shop is they would break the bolts if they needed to.
And replace them
and wouldn't say a fucking word about it.
Yeah.
And wouldn't waste my fucking time. But you guys are like, oh, they're breaking the bolts. Why are they all breaking?
They're not used to that shit.
It's so rusty. So, yeah, and then what made it even worse was I'm driving on the highway after getting it from them. It looked like it was sitting nice. It looked good. And I'm like, all right, like things are fine. I finally got the car back. Things are all right. And I'm driving it. And I'm hitting like bumps on the highway going like 65. And the whole car like sounds like it fucking bottoms out. And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem right. Like, cause it's coilover suspension. Like, it's not supposed to bottom your car out. And it's not lower. It wasn't lowered ridiculously. It was lowered pretty conservatively, I'd say. Well, lo and fucking behold, you know how you're supposed to, preload the suspension before you put it in the car? Or once you put it in the car, you're supposed to preload the springs.
Some of them.
So that it uses the spring as well as the gas shock. The guy never fucking preloaded the front shocks.
Wow.
So I was bouncing purely on gas.
Wow.
And not spring. I could literally, once I lifted the car up off the ground, I could literally grab the spring and go like this with it.
Wow.
Shake it up and down. I'm like, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. So I fucking preloaded that shit myself. Useless. Pay a shop $2,000 to put a suspension in.
That's insane. But that's one of the good things about being in Western New York here in Buffalo area and being a mechanic, especially if you have done backyard shit before, where you are limited to the tools and limited to the resources and you're just MacGyvering the whole fucking job.
Yep.
And if you go down south, you can pretty much name your fucking price as a tech down south, because the stuff that you've had to deal with up here with the rust and the salt and everything that we deal with throughout the winter times and stuff like that they don't deal with down south. And you can get any fucking job done.
Yeah, man.
Down there, and it's I've learned that. So that in itself is job security. If I ever have a hard time up here, at least I know is that I can sell my house, move down south, probably find a place that's at a lot lower cost of living, and be a mechanic.
Yeah, man. It is funny too, the differences down there. Like things in the south are like slower. Like things are just move slower. People are more relaxed. Like they're not going in a hurry. And if there's someone in a hurry, it's a fucking Nissan Altima driving up your ass. All right, it's always a Nissan. All right, but like, and then sometimes it's like a V6 Camaro. But like, it's just like things are just, people just don't react fast out there. People don't talk too fast out there. Like no one's in a hurry. And then like the other thing that I personally like hate the most, one of the things I hate the most about the South is like service, like quality of service of whatever it is you're paying for.
Yeah.
It is not like, I'm not saying things around up here are like the best all the time, especially after COVID, but like down there, the bar is so much lower. The bar is so much lower. Like you go to like a fast food joint and all you expect them to do is to just
give you something,
most of your order correctly and put it in the bag and hand it to you.
That feels like it's up here too.
Yeah, it feels like it's up it's up here, but like you'll just get a completely different order there, man. Like it's it's just there's just stuff there that is just like so
That
annoying.
happened to me once here. We did the car side to go at Applebee's. I don't know if I talked about it on here or not before, but I know this happened. Actually, I think it was last winter.
Mhm.
We did car side to go. I got my order,
Mhm.
and it was correct. But she brought out like 2 full bags of shit,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, sorry, I was flipping out. Told you I was exploding. didn't I?
Yeah.
I was flipping out. I'm like, how much fucking food did my wife order? Like, this is ridiculous. 2 fucking big bags full of fucking shit. Turns out one of them was not mine. And I did not realize because I didn't not checking receipts in the parking lot. I grabbed my food, I signed for it, and I drive off.
Yeah, you see ya.
So I realized like halfway, like I'm halfway home already, and like that's not our fucking name. And so this whole second bag of food was somebody else's dinner and appetizers.
Damn, man.
So I had 2 full meals and appetizers.
And then someone else was going, "What the fuck?
Probably,
Where's my
but hey,
food?"
they got fresh made free food. I would hope so.
I would hope so too, man. I hope they rectify it.
Yep. Especially if you paid for it already, because Cars had to go. You pay for it before you even get there. You just got
Exactly.
to sign for it when you get there. But like, why would you not check? Like, it's 2 different names on the receipts.
Yeah, exactly.
And she just handed me both. I mean,
Not giving a shit.
either that or just being overwhelmed. I don't want to talk shit about restaurant people because I understand the business,
Mhm.
and you do get overwhelmed with shit. Things get hectic. The thing that really screws it up is the amount of people involved in one thing. If you can minimize that aspect, things are going to go a lot smoother. If
Mhm.
you have too many hands touching one thing, shit gets fucked up.
It's like the game Telephone, huh?
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's like
Pretty
the
much.
telephone game. See, I never worked in food service. I just had friends who worked in it, and the horror stories that they shared with me was enough to make me not want to do it.
Mhm.
So I give kudos to everybody who sticks out and does
Well,
that. I just personally,
Like, it goes back to what I was saying about my machines at work. We have 4 different shifts, so there's 4 different people
Mhm.
per machine, and everybody does things their own fucking way.
Yep.
So the same thing goes with anything, really.
Yep.
You got all these people who all, like, say you got 5 fucking people, they all do something a different way.
Mhm.
And then there's you. You got to deal with those 5 people. Everyone's telling you something different. You don't know what the fuck to do.
yeah,
Now you're grabbing 2 fucking different things and handing them off when you were not supposed to be doing that because that's what one person said, and
yikes.
you didn't clarify it with the other 5 fucking people.
Yep.
So it's just that don't fit, dude.
All the talking heads, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if you can minimize the amount of people moving on, then things move smoother. Dude, we were at, where were we? I think it was at Chili's or an Applebee's, but it was like down in like, I think it was in Virginia or Maryland. I can't remember exactly where we were. But like literally like some lady came out to take her order. She put it in on a tablet, sends it to the kitchen. Kitchen fucking makes it. Somebody else comes and brings our drinks.
Mhm.
Somebody else came to bring our appetizers. Somebody else came to bring our entrees. I'm like, there's way too many people focusing on. It's like, so one guy's just the drink guy. One person is just the app person. One person is just the waitress who
Yeah.
takes the order. One person is just the person who brings out food. I'm like, there's way too many
I
people.
bet it's one of those places that splits tips too for the workers.
Well, they have to.
Yeah,
How
they
can
have
you
to,
tip? How
yeah.
can you tip on that?
yeah, yeah.
There's too many people doing this job.
yeah.
And for you guys not to want to pay a normal wage, you got too much. There's too much going on here.
Yeah, for real. Yikes.
So-
Yeah, and that's even like apply that same logic with your machines at work and stuff to like an airplane too, like a C-130. It's like there's all different divisions of maintenance, right, that handle all different aspects of the plane, whether it's the fuel guys, the fuel tanks,
Mhm.
it's the engine guys, it's the avionics guys.
And that
It's-
goes within trusting them too, because you want to make sure that those guys are doing their job right, so you can do your job right and
Absolutely,
be
man.
safe about it.
Absolutely.
Because if those guys fucked up because you don't know
Mhm.
who other hands have been on that thing.
And what's crazy is some of the oldest J models in the Air Force's fleet I flew in Little Rock because that's what the schoolhouse has. The schoolhouse has the
Mhm.
some of the oldest tails. I knew a dude who he like for the foreseeable future bent and broke one of the J models on a landing as a student because sometimes
Damn.
shit happens and we're new to it, so we're trying
Yeah.
to do the best we can and unfortunately because he bent it and broke the engine mount or whatever, like the company who makes the engine mounts is like, yeah, like we're not gonna have any new ones till like May. So like the tail's out of service.
That's terrible.
yeah. So it's like May of
the
2023.
back order shit, especially at the garage too. When it's something that you fucked up, and now you got to tell the customer like, "Hey, I broke this. I'm sorry. Things happen, and I wasn't expecting it to happen. Also, it's on back order and won't be here until next month, and now your car's fucking stuck here for a month." It's like, oh, that is the worst feeling to tell a customer in any type of field. It's like, well, except for food. I mean, that happens all the time to me. It's like, oh, no, we don't have that here anymore. Or we're out of that. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Slight inconvenience that ruined my day. I was like, I really wanted that burger.
I haven't had that burger in forever.
You're out of cheese? What the fuck?
It's a cheeseburger place.
You know, that happened to me at Tim Hortons once.
What?
It was a gas station with a Tim Hortons attached.
Yeah,
and all they do is breakfast.
Uh-huh.
And he said they were out of bread. Bread, like total. Nothing. Absolutely. You got no bagels, no crescent rolls, no wraps, no fucking English muffins, no fucking toast. Nothing. Out of bread. Like, how the fuck does that happen, dude?
Jeez, man.
Just give me sausage and egg in a fucking box.
For me, for me, like...
Slice a donut in half and put it in the donut.
Yeah, make it a donut
Come
sandwich.
on,
exactly.
dude. I should have said that.
Easy, man. Easy
That would have been
work.
great.
It would have been great.
Put the sign out there, now having
Cronut?
donut breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah, what do they call that one? In New York City, the Cronut or something like that?
Krill nut?
Cronut? I don't know. It's just like a breakfast sandwich on a donut, I thought. But, hey, there you go.
I don't know, maybe. I
One way
actually
to do
haven't
it.
heard about that one.
Yeah.
We just do at the Erie County Fair, they got donut burgers.
Donut burgers. Nice.
Yeah, it's 2 glazed donuts with burger patty, cheese, lettuce, and everything in the middle of them.
Smoke-a-ronies, man.
It's a fucking heart attack in your hand,
Yeah,
dude.
it sounds like a heart attack.
It's good, though.
It's
worth it. Get it.
One of my favorite food like ordering stories was I was still going to UB. I was at like a sandwich shop on campus somewhere, and the girl who was working behind the counter, she's probably just another student. She probably doesn't want to be there, but it's probably how she helps pay her tuition or for her books, in terms of college. Yeah. And I pull up to her, and I just wanted I always got like a turkey sandwich or turkey club on an everything bagel with just a bunch of veggies. I just loaded up. So I walk up to her, I'm just like, hey, can I get a turkey bagel or a turkey sandwich on an everything bagel? And she just looked at me and goes, oh, we're out of everything. And I go, you're out of everything? Well, I might as well just leave and go find somewhere else to eat then. And then she just didn't even smile at me.
Nothing.
Nothing. No reaction at all.
She's over it.
And I'm just like, look, all right. You don't want to laugh at my joke. My dad joke.
It's a pretty terrible joke, Dave.
Come on. You can't tell me you're out of everything and expect me not to act like you literally just told me there's nothing back there behind the counter, Yeah,
it's like saying that I'm tired. It's like, hi, tired, I'm Dave.
Yeah, hi, tired, I'm Dave. Yeah, that's basically how I treated that, but that's all right.
Yep.
She was over it.
Classic.
It's like, come on now. I tried. Can I get a hay burner?
No, but you can have more whiskey.
Oh, okay.
I was going to actually pour some more whiskey. You can have a hay burner,
I was going to
Dave.
say, how about both? Porque no los dos.
Oh, hay burner. I'm going to do another whiskey. Dave, how was your Christmas has just passed?
Christmas.
How did you do for Chryslers?
Merry Christmas. Yeah, Christmas was great. I was just happy to be home with Mom. The blizzard of 22 now they're dubbing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They named it already?
Yeah, it's the Blizzard of 22 because it was a little, in some ways, it was worse than the Blizzard of 77.
Another whiskey?
Yeah, I'll pour one.
All right. Leave the ice open.
But yeah, so it was nice to be home with Mom for that so I could help dig out the furnace exhaust and just make sure the house wasn't going to fall apart.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, we had to delay our Christmas party plans till we had it yesterday. So it was nice to finally have everybody over to celebrate it. And then for me, just in terms of like Christmas askings, I didn't ask for much because I've got to fill 2 suitcases with what's up?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, if anybody hasn't gotten to the last episode yet, we are drinking, how do you say this again?
Fuyu.
Fuyu?
Fuyu.
Fuyu Japanese whiskey, small batch.
Fuyu Kudasai.
Japan. What is it, 40 proof? Not that bad.
40%.
40%.
Yes.
Yo,
Nice
it's
and
so good.
smooth.
It is so good.
Fuyu Kudasai.
Yeah, we opened it last episode, so if you haven't checked that out yet, go ahead. JFR Studios on YouTube, JFR Studios on Spotify, and go ahead, check that out.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff.
Oh, my God, dude, it's so good.
Fuyu Kudasai.
What'd you get for Christmas?
Socks.
Socks? Everybody needs socks.
Everybody gets socks.
I got no socks.
Mine are Bill's socks,
I
though, so
need
they're a little
socks.
cooler. Yeah.
But I got socks for my wedding. I got socks for my buddy's wedding that was last month. Actually, no, beginning of this month.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He was in your wedding, right?
Yep, he was in my wedding, and then he got married a couple months after I did. So I got at least 2 pairs of new socks.
Excellent.
But I need fucking socks. But we've been tight this year with everything going on. We weren't expecting our van to die. I was not expecting to buy a new fucking vehicle right away.
Mm-hmm.
So that really fucking tied us up. So we did say no gifts. Even though I already bought her something.
Yeah.
She got me 3 things.
There you go.
But one of them actually just came in the mail today.
Yeah, dude.
And
I don't even know when my mom's present
it's
was
the
coming
29th. So a little after Christmas, but we had that huge storm which laid up a whole bunch of shit. They're still digging out cars, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's nuts.
Yeah, they're still digging out cars downtown.
They did finally lift the driving ban in Buffalo, the city, though.
Yeah, it's been a week or 2.
It's
a
been
week.
Almost a week, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so surprised. I feel like when we get snow like that, crazy snow, without a blizzard, right? But with crazy snow, they don't have anything blocked off for more than a day or 2. And then today, like, this thing was just such a...
And now it's in mid-40s outside.
Yeah,
and everything's
logistical
melting.
nightmare. Everything's melting, so now it's just going to be nasty, and all the garbage underneath the snow is going to be revealed. They're probably going to find bodies under the snow.
All my dog shit is going to come out.
Yep, mud.
I have to go out there and clean up the dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst part about having a dog, dude. Especially up here. Because wintertime comes,
Muddy
your dog
dogs.
just goes out 4 or 5 times a day, takes a dump, and you don't find it till spring. Now it's everywhere.
Yep. It can get pretty nasty, my dude.
Yep.
It's nice and frozen when it's cold out, but
Yes, that's the best time. So if you got a cold day, say February, mid-March or whatever, go out there and clean up that shit if you can see it. If you got grass, but it's froze over, like frost, like an early morning frost, that's the best way to fucking get that shit out of here. You can pretty much pick it up with your hand. Put some gloves on, though.
mm-hmm. Touch with the bare hands.
You nasty.
You nasty.
No. She got me one of those bug shotguns.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, dude,
I'm
those are sweet.
so fucking excited to use that thing.
They'll-
If anybody doesn't know, it's a shotgun that puts salt in it, and it just has a couple puffs of air that comes out, but it shoots salt out in the air, so you can literally shoot a fly out of the
you
fucking
can
sky.
snipe bugs out of the air. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be trenching through I'm gonna be clearing my house every fucking day with this fucking shotgun.
So arguably, I work smarter, not harder. When you live in the South, I learned pretty quickly that bugs there are either bigger or just more plentiful.
They're definitely bigger.
I had a water bug, aka a giant cockroach,
I had one of
on
those.
my kitchen counter. One morning, I woke up, my normal routine, turned the kitchen light on,
Mm-hmm.
ready to make my coffee, and it just was a big old water bug just sitting on my counter, and
I
I
might
didn't
have
know what the hell to
pictures
do
of.
with it. So I very quickly invested on Amazon into a electric rechargeable tennis racket to zap the bugs. Man, I had that shit shipped to Japan with all my other stuff. I've been murking bugs with that thing ever since. You know, like
Merkin.
like in the middle of summer at night, you open up your kitchen door or window or whatever, and all the bugs come in. You just close it. When you get back in, you turn that thing on, and you just start swinging it up by the ceiling and near the door, and you just hear crack, 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 because you're just killing
Oh wow.
all these little mosquitoes and bugs. I've killed so many bugs with that stupid thing, and I love it. So
Don't have a picture there. I'm trying to find a picture of it, dude. This thing was probably about this fucking big.
Yep.
Pinchers on the front.
I believe it.
Huge. Because I had this was a couple winters ago, and my work they had about 6 or 7 gas tanks that were going to scrap sitting behind the building.
Mhm.
And I needed weight for the pickup truck because it was just a 2-wheel drive.
Yep.
So I wanted weight in the bed. So I threw all those gas tanks in the back of my bed and filled them with water. Thinking, water would freeze. It's going to add more weight. I mean, the water alone in those tanks is going to be enough.
Yep.
Well, I attracted some water beetles or whatever bugs.
Mhm.
I don't think I can find the picture of it though, but it was fucking massive.
Yep.
I'll try to find you guys one and I'll put it up on the screen for you.
Yeah, what's crazy is in the South, you get a lot more of, I think, the giant cockroaches, the water bugs I'm referring to. You get the big ones, but they kind of road ride solo. They're usually not in groups. But in the
Yeah,
north,
it was just one.
yeah, and in the north, if you do have cockroaches, you get this. I think they're called German cockroaches. They're small, and if you find one of them, you've got a million of them. Like it's a problem. So you're better off finding the bigger cockroaches, but they're fucking scary. They move quick. They move quickly, and they fly too.
Well, they have like 30 legs a side.
Yeah, they're just nuts, man. When I saw that on my kitchen counter, I didn't know what to do. I started trying to trap it because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna kill this thing. If I kill it, I'm gonna hear it go.
Mine was at least outside. In the bed of the truck.
I don't even know how the hell mine got into my kitchen, but anyways, I ended up getting like industrial grade like bug spray from the housing manager on base, and that just was like hosing it. Once I like saw it come out of my oven, I was like like spraying it, like hosing it down, and it still was wriggling even after I doused it with the chemical.
You can't kill cockroaches,
dude. So I had to take the combat boot to it eventually. I'm just all right, fuck it, man. I just gotta stomp on his ass. So I did. I stomped on him, and
take the K-bar to him, man.
Yeah. If I had the K-bar with me,
I don't have mine. I got that bayonet still.
Yeah.
We got to find that rifle, dude.
Where's that?
For that bayonet.
Oh yeah, remind me again.
I don't know. The numbers are on it. It's right there.
Let me see it here.
I think it's World War I or World War II. I can't remember. I think it's World War II.
I wonder if it's. Do you know if it's American or if it's a?
I don't know. We looked up the numbers one time. I don't know if we found anything or not, but I would love to find the rifle that bayonet goes to.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I took it apart. I took it apart and cleaned it up, so it should work really nice.
It does look really good.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if it's off of like a Lee Enfield or like a Springfield rifle or something.
Springfield would be dope. I think you got that. I thought you had it backwards. It does go only one way. It's kind of like triangled.
It seems alright.
Yeah.
Let me try the other.
If you look at the sheath.
Oh yeah, definitely not that way.
Yeah, it's triangled off a little bit.
Yep.
Whatever one has the clip. Because I want that fucking boom, boom, boom.
Oh, you want an M1 Grand? Yeah.
Yes,
So
I would love to have one of those rifles.
A friend of mine in town here. Last time I hung out with him, probably like a year ago. I was at his house. He's always had a nice collection of guns and stuff, and he just says, "Hey, close your eyes and put out your hands." And I'm like, "All right." And I'm like afraid, like, what am I gonna get in my hands here?
Big old fucking python.
Big old python in my hands.
Meaning his dick.
Yeah, thankfully not. Thankfully not. But yeah, I'm just like standing there, and because I heard him open the safe. He's just like, "Yeah, you got to see this new gun I got." He's like, "Put out your hands," and I get it, and I'm just like, I can feel the hard wood immediately, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, all right, like, whoa, what is this, like an AK or something?
No, it's his dick.
Yeah, it's his wiener, of course. Dude, I look and I like go, whoa, no fucking way. And he's like, yep. And I go, and I go, pull the slide back. I went grand, man. I was like, ching, ching, ching. And he's like, it fires and everything. And we were loading up, Jesus, dude, bumping the mic. Sorry,
everybody does.
Yeah, whoops.
Fucking Tyler last episode of Christmas Special headbutted it.
I'm just gonna like put it like a little bit further away here, just a little bit.
We've been drinking a little bit.
We're just a little discombobulated.
Just a little bit.
I'm ready to fly.
We each got what, 3 beers? Oh, you're on your third now.
Yep.
3 beers in, couple glasses of whiskey.
Yeah, we're cruising.
It's a good fucking day.
It's a good fucking day. But yeah, so it was sweet, man. M1 Grands are just nice. His was, I think, like a refurbished one, but
it just has such a unique sound to it.
Yeah, I heard it's a bitch to shoot though.
No, I don't care.
Because it hurts you like a mother.
I don't care.
30-06.
I'm going after the spiritual effect that gun has.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them have that, especially when you're a young kid and you go shooting for the first time, especially if there's tannerite involved and you blow something up.
Yeah.
Dude, it's nothing to do with because the first shotgun I shot was a 16 gauge. I still have it too. Bolt action. I forgot what make it is, but it's a bolt action 16 gauge shotgun. And I'm shooting slugs through it. Smooth bore barrel, not a rifled one. And it hurt me. I think I was maybe 12 or 13. And it hurt my shoulder. I had a bruise on my shoulder because I didn't know how tightly to put it into my shoulder.
Yeah.
And, but that fucking bang was shooting a can. I will never forget it.
Right.
And like literally, even if I'm not hunting that year, I want to go out and just go and shoot some shit. And I can easily myself go through 1,000 rounds of just target shooting. And now we got between like the 22s, the 9 mils, the 44s, the 45s, the 5.56, and the 12 gauges.
Yep.
I could spend a week of just shooting target and be completely fucking happy.
Oh yeah.
So, and it's been a while too.
Yep.
Like I'm jonesing for it so fucking bad because I can't. Up here in New York, they've had a huge problem with banning. Well, they tried to ban equipment as far as pistols and rifles. You can buy rifles and shotguns for hunting, but they're trying to like limit the amount of other shit you can get, especially ammo. It's very hard to find up here in New York for now.
I heard that.
Yeah, you go off the shelf. I can't. Like you can find 22, and you can find your shotgun shells, but when it comes to like 5.56 rifles
rifle ammo.
and I don't know about 30-06 or 308s. You might be able to find those because people use those for hunting.
Yep.
But my uncle used 7.16 for hunting. So, which my rifle does 5.56 or 7.16. So, is that what it is?
What are you talking about?
Is it 7.16?
Are you talking about like what kind of gun uses it?
Which one?
It's like the one you're talking about, 7.16.
My AR, my AR-15.
Oh no! So like, if it's 5.56, it might be two. What is it? 223.
223.
Yeah, 223.
Why am I saying 7.16?
Because this is an area code. I don't know.
It's because it's Buffalo area code.
But then also, I thought maybe
because
you were trying to say like,
because I've been drinking and I don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
223 rounds. My uncle hunts with 223s.
Yep. So mine is 223 also.
His is a regular Woodstock semi-automatic rifle.
That's cool.
223 rounds.
Yeah, I thought maybe you were also trying to say like 7.62, like AK-47.
That's probably what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Jimmy's going crazy.
Guys, I never claimed to know what I was saying. All right, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I just have the stuff. I don't know what it is. It's just here in the house. So
I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Taking a swig of water, dude. Gotta get hydrated, bro.
While we wait, we hydrate. That's Stale Cracker, man. He's funny.
Fuck. You know what's been going on with me a lot lately is my eye been twitching.
Hydration.
My left eye twitches like I think it's stress, dude.
I was gonna say, has anybody
It's doing it right now.
Has anybody said hydration? Because that's a big. I
hydrate a lot.
Twitching is a hydration thing.
I got a 64-ounce growler that I drink water out of, and I'll do about 3 a day.
Yeah, that's smart, man.
I drink a lot.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of water since I've been home.
I have a drinking problem, but it's fluids.
I was gonna say
it's definitely fluids.
I was gonna say I don't have a drinking problem. I have a problem drinking water.
It's not just water, but like water, energy drinks, soda, iced tea. If I'm not eating anything, I have to have a drink, and I'm drinking constantly throughout the day. But that's what I can do. I can do it with beer though too.
Yep.
So like, I've talked about this on here before. It's like I literally can have a beer with every meal and in between meals, and not get drunk throughout the day because I'm spacing it out throughout the whole fucking day. It's like I'm not drinking beer after beer after beer.
Yep.
And just like after I finish one, slam another one, because that's how you get fucking hammered, and that's how you become an alcoholic for sure. But if I'm having anything to do with any type of beverage, I can make it a beer.
Yep.
And just drink it.
And that's
it's like opening up another soda.
Right. Yeah, I get what you mean.
I don't know if it's the tolerance level that I'm having, or if I just really learn how to pace myself throughout the day.
Yep.
But it's I don't know. Some people, if you look around my house, you might think I have a drinking problem. There's empty bottles and cans everywhere.
Nah, it's not that
before
bad.
when I used to actually live up here where the studio is now. I used to live up here, and it's a little single apartment, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, full kitchen, living room, and my parents would come up here and there's like at least a couple dozen bottles, empty bottles of whiskey, vodka, whatever, lying around. On top of that, at least 70, 80 cans of beer lying around. And it's just because I didn't recycle the cans yet.
Yeah.
So they're just lying around. And my parents would come in and they're like, they asked me once how I was doing, thinking I had a problem. I'm like, I had a party. This isn't all me.
Yeah, it's not all me, all right?
It's not all me.
That's funny.
Most of it was me, but it's not all me.
It's not all me. Yep. That's great.
It's still now because I haven't had a party here in. Oh God, I think the last one she put a surprise party for me, but it was outside when I turned 30.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the last one, and then she said no more. She thinks I'm unappreciative of them because I don't reciprocate.
Oh.
My mind's other places. It really is. Like I like doing for her. I like doing the more intimate stuff between us than throwing her a party. Maybe I might surprise her this year. I don't know.
Maybe just pull one out of the hat.
New year. I have to collaborate with the best friend
Yeah. Hey,
because
that's the best. That's the best resource
knows?
to use, right?
you know
Yeah.
it definitely is the best resource. Plus, me and her get along better than me and my wife. So
Sometimes it'd be like that, right?
oh, definitely.
Yep.
When the three of us get together, it's like me and the best friend are like picking on my wife constantly throughout the day. It's fantastic. Love
Oh,
it.
man, that is hysterical.
So we get along great.
Oh,
Couldn't
man.
ask for a better situation with that. Because I could hate all of her friends. You know, you could have one of those situations because she hates most of mine.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say I've dated girls who I hated their best friends.
Yeah.
Who their best friends were.
There's been a lot of friends that I've had that she is not a fan of.
Mhm.
But that's usually because of the stuff that we do.
the shenanigans.
The shenanigans, the drinking,
'Cause
the
then-
other party favors.
Because then they're like, "Oh, it's because your friends influence you to do these bad things,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "Nah, it was me. It was my
Yeah, it was my idea. I pushed them into it.
I
But
did it."
I'll let you think it was them so I can
Mhm.
stay out of trouble.
Mhm.
We had a friend of mine brought because they were all dealership friends who
Yep.
came to my party. They were he brought one of the girls that worked at the dealership too. She's cool as hell. Cool as hell. I get along with her. Everybody else gets along with her, but she's been in the automotive field for so long.
Yeah.
She's got the shop talk. She's got the potty mouth. So they're literally cracking jokes back and forth about tits and dicks and stuff like that. And there's just kids, but they're way over there.
Yeah,
they're not hearing the
right, yeah.
jokes.
Yeah.
But my wife heard the jokes, and she just doesn't. It's not her sense of humor.
Right.
She doesn't do the toilet talk sense of humor, but like we all do in the garage and shit like that. And so she just wasn't on board with her. But I mean, you can't. She's not like that all the time. That's
Yep.
what she is with us. Like I'm like that when I'm in the garage with them, but I'm not like that when I'm at home.
Mhm.
I ain't making a bunch of them grease up the shaft before you put it in the hole type of jokes. But that's literally what you have to do in the garage.
Yeah, I mean,
How else do you get the shaft in the hole? You have to lube it. You lube the shaft.
An automotive shop is full
It's
of
so-
lubricants. All right.
Dude, automotive world is extremely sexual. Extremely sexual. There's a lot of shafts. There's a lot of orifices.
It's a lot of getting down
And
and
there's
dirty.
a lot of lube.
Yep, a lot of getting down and dirty.
Oh, man.
Yep.
A lot of finger fucking, too.
Yep. Yeah, I
finger
believe
fuck
that.
them bolts.
I was gonna say you have to have magic fingers sometimes
Yep.
to get those bolts.
I've seen those memes, too.
Yep.
It's like, how'd you learn to do that? And it flips to a mechanic. Like, he's like upside down with his fingers like this, and he's like tightening a bolt.
He's like,
Can't even see it.
can't even see it.
Yeah,
He's
that's
just
how I
doing
learned.
the magic though.
God damn.
Mhm.
We are just rambling on, Dave.
We are. We're good for that. I'm good for that for sure. Oh man, that's the best thing about these types of podcasts too, man. Is you just drink, and then the further you go, the more random it gets.
The random, more fucked up.
but it's perfect.
You ready to try some reindeer piss?
Man, I'm gonna be triple fisting it if I do that.
You gotta hurry up,
I
bro.
know I'm slowing down here.
Oh man.
I gotta pick
So
it
what?
up.
All right. Let me ask you, what is in the future for Dave?
Well, man, I'm trying not to think.
Besides your deployment, like what personal future do you want to see for Dave?
Well, so I'm trying not to think too far ahead right now because I got to get out to Japan and see what it's like. But if I were to like put an idea in my own head about what I want, man, I just want to like get settled in to Air Force stuff. I want to like figure out what it's like to be an operational Air Force pilot. I want to go out there, hack the mish, man. I want to help people. I want to, support operations that the United States does. I mean, we do in Japan specifically. We do joint exercises with Australia, New Zealand,
Mhm.
the Philippines, Japan, of course, and,
Yep.
and a few other cool countries like Korea. So I'm excited to just go out there and meet people, see what the world's like over there. China's doing their thing, and we're out there to kind of just be.
China's doing something.
Yeah, they're doing something, and we're out there to just kind of make sure that they're not breaking any international law or whatever.
Yep.
So, I'm interested to see how that's going to pan out for the next couple of years. But down the road, man, I just want to get as much experience as I can flying. Just tons of hours.
That was a very political answer you gave me, Dave.
What's that?
I said that was a very political answer you gave me.
It wasn't too political.
This isn't a press conference.
Oh, I know. But
Well, do you have like a plan after military? Like what? Like a job? Maybe you might want to pursue or career? Like you want to fly commercial, private?
So the
You want
government.
to be my private pilot?
Listen, man, I'll be your private pilot, but I need to get paid.
Yeah, you get paid in Starbucks and McDonald's.
Oh, damn, man, that might be too good of a deal to pass up. Yeah, I down the road, like for military wise, like just get up to aircraft commander, maybe work my way up to instructor pilot.
That'd be
And
cool.
get tons of hours, just as many hours as I can, just get all that experience flying and just
Actually, that would be a cool side gig too, as being an instructor.
right. I could even like you were saying, I could even go outside the Air Force and do that as like once I'm done with the Air Force, I
Yeah,
could become like an
civilian
instructor.
instructor,
Yep. So I could do that type of stuff, but I'd like to be an instructor of a C-130, like if I can, like down the road. So, but that's
Well, you could probably get a job with FedEx or UPS as a pilot as well too.
So yeah, absolutely, and for me, that's actually where
be a freight pilot.
I think I'd almost rather do that than with people in the back, just because, like, I don't know, man, it's crazy to think about it. Like, I'm gonna have Army guys in the back of my C-130 at some point. We're gonna drop them.
Well, we had those jets come at the airport, those Lear jets
Yeah.
that were cargo that would take the GM parts from the plant here
Yeah,
to
yeah.
New Mexico and shit in Texas.
USA Jet or whatever the company was.
Yeah.
So like thinking about like carrying like passengers like commercial plane, man, those guys make a killing in terms of money. But like at the same time too, like I think I would feel I'd feel a lot better knowing I just had like cargo in the back of my plane than a bunch of people.
True, yeah, mindset of it,
Yeah, just like God forbid anything were to happen.
Eyes going
He's
nuts,
just twitching
dude.
like crazy, man. Do I need to give you my water here?
No, it's not a water thing. I swear to God, it's not a water thing.
But yeah, man. Down the road, I would much rather be a cargo like a FedEx or a UPS cargo pilot.
Mhm.
But then even on top of that, man, like I'd love to just like I'd love to like start a business, like a performance shop business. I'd love to
Okay.
like be in the business mindset of like making money, just modifying cars and souping them up. I want to get like a house and property.
Oh yeah,
that like I can have my own like pole barn garage with
Mhm.
lifts in it and
that's
stuff.
exactly what I'm looking into right
Yeah,
now too.
yeah.
I found one this year, but we got outbid,
Mhm.
so that didn't work out. But it
Mhm.
had a nice barn behind it. It didn't have a lift in it, but it had a I-beam across the middle with a crane on it
Yeah, that would
to
be
lift
cool.
shit. And it was a very nice fucking house.
Yeah,
Not a
that's
lot
so
of
cool.
property, but it was perfect for
Yeah.
what we needed, all redone and everything.
Mhm.
But that same aspect, dude. I just want to go into right now. I'm starting it out, doing what I want to do with this, and we're just gonna ride the wave
Yeah, man.
and keep it going. I just
Yeah.
want to. I'm tired of working for other people,
Yeah.
and I just want to. I want to do my own thing. I want to be able to be my own boss and my kid's boss.
Yep.
You know,
I get
if they can grow up doing their own thing, they're gonna. I think they're gonna have a better value of money.
Mhm.
Because they're going to have to work and spend at the same fucking time.
Yep,
Because
and
that's
manage-
what happens when you own a business.
Yep.
You can't spend all that money because majority of it has to go back to the business for weekly, monthly, yearly expenses. And
Yeah, it's like money management.
yeah, exactly.
You got to take some risks to get some.
And I wish I was taught that way growing up.
Mhm.
And learning things about my family nowadays, it definitely could have been a possibility. It just didn't go down that road.
Yeah, it just didn't happen that way.
Yeah, I haven't talked a lot about it yet. My parents have owned multiple properties growing up.
Mhm.
I think in high school it was several different properties, but they all went to family members and friends.
Mhm.
So we didn't get really anything out of it, and still don't. I mean, I don't. Of course, I got my own stuff going on.
Yep.
But my parents still own a majority of the properties if they haven't sold most of them already. But they're still like, my sisters live in one, my aunt lives in one, and shit like that. So, but I mean, I could have learned a better value of business and money if one of those houses was given to me in my name, at least. Not
Mhm.
like given to me, but like let me manage one.
Yep.
with as a landlord.
Mhm.
So I would have to manage one as all the expensive, do the taxes, maintenance, figure all that shit out.
Yep.
And I think it would have helped me out a lot because that's kind of what I want to get into doing too, especially with this place being a double unit. That's my plan for this place is to once we find a new forever home
Mhm.
where the kids can grow up and everything, and rent this place out,
Yeah.
upper and lower, is the first aspect.
That'd be
So,
nice.
That's the plan. Dude. A lot of people are doing it too. It's everywhere. Everyone's buying property all over the place.
Yeah. 'Cause
People upstate here in New York are buying southern properties and just Airbnb-ing them.
Yeah, the property values are cheaper
You know?
down there, way cheaper.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. You know what? I should probably look into doing that. If I can find a place down south and that I can get that doesn't need any maintenance jobs done,
So
just to buy and flip it.
not to put any more ideas in your head, but like
I already do it myself, Dave.
I know you do, but my buddy, like when we all got sent to Columbus and moved to Columbus,
You bought a house.
a friend of mine, not me, he bought a house.
Oh, okay.
He lived in that house while we were stationed there, and
Okay.
then he just PCS to Dyess to Texas to fly C-130s.
Mm-hmm.
He he owns the property still. He paid it off. Like
Nice.
He
Paid it off already?
well, sorry, maybe he didn't pay it off yet, but I know he's like, he owns it basically, or the bank owns it, whatever. However, it's working out, and he's got a tenant who lives there, and he gets money every month for it. You know what I mean? Well, even while he's in Texas, he's still paying, and his goal is to buy up at least one or two more as he gets stationed in different places, and do it that way. And that's how a lot of guys in the military make money on the side is they just buy up properties in the towns that they've been living in. Another guy
Definitely.
who also went through pilot training with us. He's a very money-minded person. He like the way he started was he bought a car, like a Honda whatever, for like $1,000.
Yeah, Honda Civic Type R.
Yeah, not a Type R, not a $45,000 car
All right.
with a dealership markup up to 60.
All right.
Have you seen that?
It's probably a Honda Civic XD or something
No,
stupid.
just
Just a little hatchback, two-door hatchback.
Just a little basic Honda. Like he bought it, it needed some things worked on, so he fixed it up. He put
Okay.
probably about another $500 into it. He flipped it. And that was the first thing he did. Was he flipped the
Mhm.
car. So then he flipped it, bought another car,
Oh yeah.
flipped it,
Mm-hmm.
bought two more cars, flipped them both, bought 5 more cars, flipped them both,
Oh,
flipped
yeah.
them all. You know what I mean? And he kept doing this. While we were in pilot. Like we were in pilot training. This guy's
Mhm.
doing this. He's flipping cars. He's making money.
Oh yeah.
Then he started buying he bought his first house. He bought a
Mhm.
house, fixed it up, flipped it.
Yep.
He started with cars and houses, and now he owns property. He owns multiple properties in Columbus, Mississippi, in the
Mhm.
nearby area. He lives in Florida now, or he's been living in Florida for training that he's been doing.
Oh yeah.
He's bought at least 1 or 2 properties in Florida, like a beachfront properties in Florida.
Nice.
So he's making tons of money. He's a very
Oh, yeah.
money-minded guy, and if it's not making him money, he doesn't keep it.
I
You know.
wish I learned this stuff as a younger kid. I have friends that are really good at that shit too.
Mhm.
Buying and flipping motorcycles and cars and shit like that. They do it all the time.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, it maintains them pretty good. They're not getting super rich off of doing it,
Mhm.
but if they wanted to do it full time, they could survive
Oh,
by
yeah.
doing it. But
Oh,
they
yeah.
still work a full time job and do that on the side for extra money. I can't sell.
Mhm.
I cannot sell ice to an Eskimo. Like nothing, dude.
No, I'm not a salesman. Yeah,
Like-
not at all.
I don't know what it is about me either because I know the aspect of selling shit. Everyone's gonna try to talk you down. So I had a GMC Jimmy.
Yep.
And I tried to sell that for like $2,500
Mhm.
or maybe $3,500. I don't remember. It was like 10 years ago.
Yep.
So I had a guy come over to look at it with another friend of his. It was gonna be his first vehicle,
Mhm.
and he's trying to talk me down. He's like, I don't think it's worth that much. I literally told him like, yeah, no shit, it's not worth that much, dude. But if I would have listed it for $1,000, you would have offered me $500,
$500. Yeah.
$2,500,
I
or
believe it.
$250. You're gonna lowball me as low as you think is possible for me to go to. That's
Yeah.
why I highballed it, so we can kind of work our way and meet in the middle.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's how I see it. Nobody wants to buy shit from me. I ended up trading that truck for another fucking vehicle.
Really.
So
Jeez, man.
somebody who wanted something straight up. But I don't know how these guys fucking do it, man. That's a skill that I wish that I could have,
Mhm.
is to be able to buy and flip things. People do it with it takes research. It takes time. It takes research for a lot of this stuff. Garage selling and thrift store buying.
Yep.
If you know or have a kind of general idea of what this thing may be, somebody could be selling it for 25 cents. But you know that it's worth like maybe $10, $20.
Yep.
Dude, that's a profit.
Yep.
You just paid a quarter for that thing and you made $20 by flipping it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
Or sorry, you made 1975.
Yeah, 1975, yeah.
But that's a good fuck. That's lunch. You just bought yourself lunch by spending $25 and then flipping it. People do this shit all the time with buying storage units, with buying stuff from garage sales, thrift stores.
Yep.
One thing that I learned, I actually did this the other day. We were in when we were on our honeymoon trip when I was in Maryland. We did some antiquing down there.
Oh, nice.
So we were in the antique spot, and dude, I'm seeing watches. I'm looking for Rolexes, to be honest with you, but I'm seeing Timexes, a couple other brands that I've never seen before, and they don't, not too bad. They want like $150, maybe $200, and I'm researching. I'm like, ooh, that's for sale on eBay for $3,000 right now. The same exact fucking watch. So I was just looking it up real quick. I didn't have the money to actually buy that. I didn't have $100-something on me. So I didn't have enough to actually buy that watch. He would have yelled at me. Plus, I would have kept it probably.
Yeah.
But just to have.
Yep.
Like, I still got the Breitling.
Yeah, that's cool. That Breitling is sweet.
It needs some work, though. I need some cleaning up and tuning up and stuff.
Yeah, that happens over time for sure.
Yeah, the Breitling Bentley, I think when I looked it up, it was $9,000.
Sweet.
It's in that box right there.
Yeah, dude. Watches are sweet.
Watches are a weird commodity that people love.
Yeah, I mean, it's
reason.
timeless.
Like I have this case is full. There's 3 watches on top of it because I can't put them in there. Oh, Jesus Christ.
They're a timeless.
Like these ones here are automatic.
Yep, automatics are
And
sweet.
it is a I can't pronounce it. It's spelled KINYUED. I got a couple of them. Actually, I think this one might be the same.
Kinyued.
No, this is a Traverse.
That'd be my guess. Is Kinyued.
This one's a Traverse.
Yeah, dude, watches are a timeless
But
classic.
this one's nice. It's got some stones around the face of it and in the face of
a
it.
little flashy.
Yeah, it's very flashy. The problem with this one is the double clasp.
Oh yeah, double clasp.
I don't like the double clasp because it comes off very easily.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. I've got a watch with double clasp that I notice is like that.
Yeah.
They
They fit loose.
Yep.
They fit very loose, and they come loose
just
by waving your wrist around. But the automatics are fantastic watches.
Oh,
I prefer the automatics.
I've got the triple O on right now, the out of order.
I love that watch. Dude.
Yeah, out
That's
of orders
nice.
are damaged in Italy, as they say on them.
But something so simple about them, like when you get into the ones with the chronograph. Is that how you pronounce it?
Chronograph.
Chronograph.
Yep.
And you get into all that. That's a lot.
Yep.
That's a lot of math and everything involved. And if it's not something you use constantly, it's really no point in getting. I'm going to try to pull one out. Let's see here.
Yeah, man. This is probably my most valuable watch of my collection, but I just love wearing it. It's like I daily drive it.
Here's the Breitling, actually. I'll pull the Breitling out.
A buddy of mine actually just sent me, he sent me a picture a couple days before Christmas. Like, hey man, I got you a Christmas present. It was of a Breitling, and I was like, no, you didn't.
There's the Breitling. And it's got the chronograph on it, too.
Yeah, that's pretty
But
sweet.
I don't know how to do the math.
Yeah, man. Chronographs are,
I need a new band. I don't like that band. It needs a new band on it.
yeah, it's sweet.
I like this one too. The only problem with this one is that it's a quartz, so the battery's dead.
Oh yeah.
But dude, the brown leather with the silver and blue face is fucking gorgeous.
That does look cool.
It's such a nice looking watch.
There you go.
And dude, I gotta get Dave in here. Talk about watches all day with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I miss that guy.
Dave.
Can't remember his last name.
Where did we? Dave was the.
Worked at the airport with us.
He was the guy with glasses, right?
Yeah, bald guy with glasses.
Yeah.
Man in the moon, he would always fucking say.
Oh, is it Danny? You mean Danny or Dave?
Oh.
Danny. Danny was the one who was like always doing this, right? He's a
Yeah.
crazy guy.
That's Danny?
Yeah, Danny. Danny would
Oh
eat
my God.
Twinkies
See?
and
That's how long it's been. Dude.
yeah, I know, man. Danny would eat Twinkies and Sprite and have more energy than fucking than a Tesla fully charged
I
at a
don't know why this isn't-
supercharger.
Can't even get this fucking thing close. That guy's a trip, dude.
Yeah, he was, man. It was like a swinger or something, man. He was crazy.
I don't know if he's a swinger, but we did go to the clubs a few
Oh
one
yeah,
time.
yeah. I heard that. I heard those stories, man.
I did some work for him on his car, and then he took me out for a steak dinner, and then we went to 3 strip clubs that night. Good fucking times, man.
Yeah, I bet Danny's wild. Him and
He's actually a little laid back. He was drinking Coke.
was he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's just drinking Coke all night. He didn't have anything to drink.
He's a madman because he doesn't drink any alcohol
need nothing.
or any energy drink, but he has
Nope.
so much energy, and then drinks like Twinkies and a Sprite.
You know, he's just loving life. That's why.
Yeah,
He's just a man that loves life.
Yeah, for real. I hope he's good.
I see his truck outside the airport
Do ya?
when I drive by.
Yeah,
I still see it there.
I kind of
So-
want to stop by there one of these days.
You should do it while you're here.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah.
I might stop in there and say hello.
Yep.
See
And dude, honestly, if you want to go to Big Ditch, I'm gonna collaborate with her this weekend.
Mhm.
If we got nothing going on, like, because I know we got to do Christmas again, because her sister and husband were still snowed in, so
Yep,
they
yep.
didn't make it here. So I think we're doing that. I don't know if we're doing that tomorrow or Saturday.
Mhm.
I think tomorrow. I think Friday we're doing it.
Nice.
But if you want to go, I'll try to get in touch with her if we can get the grandparents to watch the kids. Maybe we'll all go out for if you and your mom want to go, or if you want to bring someone, or if it's just you, don't matter.
Mhm.
We can go to Big Ditch for a dinner
Yeah, dude, that'd be cool.
over the weekend, because I got to go back to work right after New Year's.
Mhm.
So, and I think you're leaving what?
The 7th, so not till next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can even do it next week.
Yep.
But oh no, because I got to work. That's not going to work because I work afternoon.
Oh yeah, the 7th is a Saturday.
And the 7th, we're having my son's birthday party.
Oh yeah, Floyd's
Yeah.
turning.
He turned 3, dude.
Yeah. Oh man.
Fucking 3-year-old.
Oh dude, he's getting so big. He's adorable.
He's a fucking nightmare.
That's how the boys are, man. I look at all the old pictures my mom always shares of my nephew. Back when he was, I call him a little potato. He just was chubby cheeks. Didn't say a whole lot, and
I'm a potato.
And he just, I'm a potato, and he just stare. He just would sit there in his little chair, and he'd stare at you all like wide-eyed and didn't know what the heck was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's like
Eyes of wonder.
Now he's like 8 years old or almost
And
8 years old.
over it.
And he's crazy.
Life has gone by. I'm done with
Yeah.
this shit.
He's still cute though, but he's just crazy now. We were Nerf gun fighting yesterday around
Nice.
my house, shooting him with Nerf guns. All they
We
gave
got
me.
the kids some lightsabers,
Oh yeah.
so they're just well. Go ahead, hit each other. I guess I don't know.
You're like,
don't
"Eh."
hit each other, but like
Just don't stab
I
each other.
can't fucking stop you.
Yeah.
I was that kid. I had a plastic sword. I like whiplashed my sister right across her shin, like
Jeez.
big old welt mark. Oh no, it was her calf even.
Yeah.
I
oof.
like the meaty area. I whacked her across. My dad took that thing, broke it in half, and threw it right in the garbage. Like, damn
Thanks.
it!
Thanks.
I was pissed, but she deserved it.
Yep. Yeah. I had a Batman figure that, like, I think I like accidentally like threw it at my sister's forehead, but like a sharp edge of the Batman like hit her in the forehead. That was when we were way younger. I can't remember exactly how that played out, but I just remember something like that happening. But yeah, like my nephew now, like we, run around the house playing Nerf guns again. Like
Mhm.
I hadn't done that in a long time. I miss doing that, but he's got all these new fangled Nerf guns. Nerf is like changed the way they do things now, and he's got all these cool guns, and he hands me a pistol. It's a single little pea shooter. It's just a little like put
Just
one
one
dart in
shot.
it, pull the handle underneath, and then just shoot it. And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, gee, thanks. And he's got like a dang sniper rifle with a scope, and it's got like a viper. It's like a snake as the barrel.
That's awesome.
And I'm just like, dang, dude, like, you're gonna murk me with that
Yeah,
thing.
we didn't have this stuff when we grew
Yeah,
up.
no, I just had the basic stuff. Well, anyways, I find out he's got one of his guns. It's a Nerf gun, but it shoots little foam balls.
Oh yeah, that's
It,
new.
It pelts you with them. Like
Mhm.
they hurt.
They have the gel ones now too.
Oh,
That's becoming a thing, and some of them are fully automatic, like battery powered ones.
like kind of like an airsoft gun.
Yeah, that
Damn.
shoot these gel fucking like Orbeez
Yeah,
at you.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
Shit Shit's getting out of hand out there, dude.
Yeah, for real. It just used to be
Full-on war
paintball
zone.
guns, paintball guns, Nerf guns, and airsoft guns when I was.
Yeah, but we were dumb with the paintball guns. We would put marbles in them.
Hmm.
So we didn't fire them at each other
I was
with the
gonna say,
marbles, but we
Jesus.
would fire them down the block with marbles. And
Break the
every
car
now and then
window.
you heard a crash.
Yeah, I'm sure
Where
you
it would
fucking
be a
did.
window or something. We
Yeah.
didn't know what it was. We're firing it over the neighbor's house into the next
Jesus.
block.
Damn, so really, it would really launch a marble though.
Yeah, it would launch a marble. If
Damn.
it was
I-
around the same size as the paintball, it would launch a marble.
wow.
Obviously, the distance would matter how much CO2 was in the tank. But
Right,
yes,
right.
don't do it. I gotta tell everybody not to
I
do
know.
this shit that we did.
Disclaimers
Oh
at
my
the beginning
God.
of each podcast.
We got lucky. Okay, we got lucky with a lot of our fucking shit without getting in trouble.
Yep, but then
And then a lot of stupid shit that we have done, we got in a lot of trouble.
it's either don't do it or don't get caught doing it and ruin it for everybody else.
Pretty much. Don't fucking snitch either. Don't be like, they did it over there. It's like, no, fucking prove it, dude. I would say video or nothing, but that was our thing.
Now
But we didn't
everything's
have video.
videoed.
Now everything is videoed.
Yep, everything's on video.
Yep.
Yep.
We didn't have video growing up. We barely even had pictures growing up. I think the closest thing to a snapshot was a Polaroid.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah, like a screenshot.
I didn't have a cell phone until I was a junior in high school.
Yeah,
and it was a flip phone.
I got a cell phone when I was a
Actually, no.
middle schooler.
Before there was the flip phone, it was the Nokia, like that blue brick with the green screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then in junior year, I got a flip phone that it took pictures.
I had like
and
a-
some video. It would take video too.
Right.
Horrible fucking
I
video.
think I had like a Motorola like flip phone as my first one. It wasn't a Razor, but it
I
was
think mine was a Motorola
just
too.
before the Razor. And the cool thing is I've had the same cell phone number ever
Yeah.
since middle school, man.
The Razors were fucking cool. Dude, they don't build phones like they used to. The Razor, my buddy had one, and it broke in half, like clear in half.
Mhm.
He could still use the dial pad if he put his like headset in. So you would plug his headphones in, the aux cord, with
Yeah.
with a
And still
speaker
call
on them.
people.
He could still call people if he knew the numbers, and it would work perfectly fine
That's cool.
calling
stuff.
people. But the the whole top part of the phone was gone.
It was gone.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Yeah, they don't make them like they used to. That's for sure.
Hell no.
And
Now you got a cracked screen. You can't fucking see shit.
nope, you're screwed. I remember having a transition from having a physical keypad on my phone
Uh-huh.
to an entire touchscreen for the next generation. I hated it. I was like, why?
Yeah.
And I still don't like it because I still like autocorrect is the only thing that saves me from typing things wrong.
Oh yeah,
but in
same.
the past, I could literally type out like entire paragraphs. With,
Well,
with a
nowadays
keyboard.
she'll ask me a question like how you spell this. I just type it in my phone because I don't fucking know. My
Yeah.
phone knows. I don't know shit.
Yeah. It's
My phone knows all,
making
man.
making me not have to know so much,
Dude,
right?
I gotta take a piss, man. we could pause it if you want to keep going.
Yeah, we can.
All right, let me pause this for a
Pause.
second here. Pause for a
Pause.
pee break.
Let's go. Oh, wow.
Oh, and we're back, everybody. Dude, I gotta start timing myself when I take a piss, man, because that felt like it was like 2-3 minutes.
Hey, man, if your bladder can do it, your bladder can
That
do
was
it.
a long fucking-
Mine cannot. Mine is literally like I can probably like mine's like a 1 minute bladder.
Well, every 1 minute you gotta go take a piss, or
No, like well, it seems that way, yeah. No, but like my bladder can only handle about a minute's worth of pee.
The worst is waking up in the morning and you know you got to pee, but you're too tired to go pee, so you go back to sleep, kind
Yeah.
of like forcing it, and it just keeps building more and more and more
yeah,
and more
and you don't want to get
until
up.
now it's painful.
'Cause-
And you pee, but it doesn't fucking stop.
Yep.
It literally feels like you're in there for like a minute or so.
For me, it's just knowing
It's a
like
long fucking minute, dude.
knowing that if you get up at like an early
Oh.
morning hour, like especially being home now with the dogs and everybody, if I get up at like 6 o'clock when my bladder tells me I need to go,
Yep.
then I wake up the dogs and the dogs start barking, and then they're awake, and then everyone else is awake because the dogs are barking, and then it's just like fuck, like it's a chain reaction. So
You ever
don't
get checked out for that? You got a urinary problem?
no.
No, you don't have a prostate problem.
No. I'm talking like
prostate
normal.
check?
I'm talking about like normal morning pee. Like
Oh,
just,
okay.
I'm just saying like you wake up in the morning, you get your body's like hey, you gotta go.
You're like no.
And you're like no. I mean I'm fine, but I'm just
Everybody,
saying.
he's fine.
I'm fine,
He's
but
fine. He's young.
I'm just saying. Like you just don't want to wake up in the morning because
You don't want to wake up in the middle of the night.
you don't
either.
want to wake anybody else up in the house as you're doing it, like the dogs. 'Cause then the dogs bark.
The dogs are that's one thing you don't want to wake up. Dogs and kids you don't want to wake up.
Yeah, because then they're
My
awake
wife is in
forever.
the way because our bed's kind of like in the corner of the room,
Mhm.
and there's like barely any room for me to walk around the bed because I got a fan next to me. We got a fan at the end of the bed as well. So the easiest way for me to get off the bed is literally to roll over her. Yeah. So either that or I put my knee into her calf or something,
Oh, jeez.
trying to climb off the bed without waking her up. I usually catch her foot or her calf getting out of the bed. So easiest way now is just to roll completely over her, squish her.
Nice. I'm
But-
sure she appreciates that.
Get out of my fucking way. I gotta go pee. You know? I don't know.
It's either
This-
pee on the bed or pee in the toilet. Your choice.
Oh, I had an accident the other day.
What?
I had some food poisoning
Uh-oh.
a couple weeks ago,
Uh-oh.
and I was sleeping,
Mhm.
and in my sleep, I farted in my sleep.
Oh,
Cause like
no.
I like know that dream that you have where you're peeing in your dream
Yeah.
and you wake up.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you wake up in a puddle. It's like,
And
oh shit.
And you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
Yep.
I sharted in the bed a little bit. I'm not proud of it. You know, being 32, fucking shit in my pants
I can
still.
get you a diaper, man. Damn.
God, dude, I need those. Like my son still wears pull-ups to bed
Mhm.
because he's only 3.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to borrow a pair, I think.
Oh my gosh, man. That's crazy.
That was bad. But I was laid up for about 4 days with I don't know. It was like food poisoning worked its way into the flu. I was out of work for 3 days. I had to go back the 4th because I ran out of time. But that was not fucking fun.
Yeah, I imagine.
Even the day at work, I had multiple people came up to me at work, like my servicers and everything came up to me, and they're like, "Dude, you look fucking terrible." One guy asked me if I had COVID. I'm like, I don't think so, man. It's been like this for the last couple of days. I haven't gotten tested yet. I don't think so. But like by like day 5 though, when I came back, it was a huge improvement.
Mhm.
And my manager noticed it too. He mentioned it. He looked at me. He's like, "Feeling better today?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, yesterday you looked like you were gonna die." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Why didn't you say shit yesterday, dude?
Yeah,
I didn't
I
want to
know.
be here.
I know.
I worked 8 hours. I was supposed to work 12, but I
Yep.
called in for the 4.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking work 12 hours. I can't make 12 hours with this shit happening.
Mhm.
Then like every 20 minutes, dude, I was in the bathroom, like clockwork. Every 20 minutes, and
Damn.
as soon as I would drink fluid, right back out. And
Damn.
it was horrible.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So, sorry guys, I overshare when I drink. I'm 32 years old and I've shit my pants recently.
In your sleep. You
In
gotta give
my
yourself.
sleep,
You gotta
in
give yourself.
the fucking bed.
You gotta give yourself some credit here.
I had to put a towel down to sleep on it.
Yep. You're like, yep.
Oh, it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, some things you can't plan for.
I was gonna say shit happens.
Shit happens.
Shit happens. man.
Exactly. Shit happens. That's
Yep.
going to be the name of the episode. Shit happens.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh.
But yeah, I know exactly. Like I don't remember when. It's a long time ago, probably, but I know like that whole like feeling. I probably even had it more recently, where I was able to like wake up and go, nope. Is like when you're like dreaming that you're like at a toilet and you're like, all right, I'm at a
Yeah.
toilet, I'm gonna go pee, and then you're like, I would like wake up and be like, oh no, I'm not at a toilet, run, run,
Run real quick. Yeah, you wake
Yeah.
up and catch yourself. But
and you're like, what the fuck?
fortunately, I didn't do that, Dave.
Yeah, man, shit happens. What are you gonna do?
Oh. Hey, buddy, you want to keep going?
Yeah, it's up to you, man.
We're almost 3 hours in.
Oh, brother.
Well, we're going to be starting 3 hours pretty fucking soon here, man.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
long episode. I'm okay with keep going. You got anywhere to be? It's almost 3 o'clock.
Not quite yet. Nope.
got more time?
Probably around dinner time. Probably head out.
Let's
but that's
keep
about it.
going. Let's keep going then. I'm going to make another fucking drink. I don't know if I want more whiskey, though, or not. I can't get over this whiskey, dude. It tastes so fucking good.
It is good whiskey. It's very smooth.
I'm not feeling it as much either, too. Like, usually when I get about 4 or 5 drinks in,
Mhm.
I'm getting a little lightheaded, a little loose.
Yep.
But I feel pretty solid,
right.
other than my slurred speech that's occurring. But
Flirt
like
with speech and oversharing, right?
we've oversharing that happens all the time. But ice is melting.
Uh-oh.
It's starting to stick to itself.
I was gonna say, you don't have to get me drunk to get me to overshare. I do a good job of that on my own.
Yeah. Well, this has always been our fucking thing, Dave. Like we would work together, talk all night at work,
Yeah.
clock out, at the time clock talking, walk to the edge of the garage, talk some more,
Yep.
walk to the cars, talk some more, start the cars to warm them up in the wintertime, talk some more, and then
Yeah.
finally fucking leave.
And then
So-
by that time, it was an hour after we were let out of work.
More, I would say 2 hours after we got out of work.
2 hours we get
Standing
out of work.
around just talking.
Yep. Doing diddly dick.
Sober talking.
Yep. Nope.
Can't help ourselves.
Not at all.
Just too much shit to fucking share. I like how there's a arrow on the cap to tell you which way to turn to open it.
The Japanese
Think
spare
they think we're fucking retarded,
they
dude.
spare no expenses, man. They will make sure you are fully informed, and if you aren't,
Oh, they think we're
they,
retarded.
They have failed you.
Well, I work for a Japanese company,
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Sumitomo, man.
and they cannot wrap their head around the way that we do stuff here.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I probably should tell you this stuff off the mic. Probably shouldn't say it here. I'll tell you after. I don't want to compromise my job.
No, you're doing just fine.
So I'll tell you what's going on with the plant after here. Because your dad worked at the plant. He's been there. He was there for how many years?
My dad was there for probably over 10.
Over 10?
Yeah,
Oh, I
he was
thought he was there a little bit longer.
Maybe he was there longer. He might have been.
But he
maybe
started
like
as a
15 or
builder.
20.
He started as a builder, worked
Mhm.
himself up into development and design.
Yeah, and then he just started like just before he passed away, he got out of the plant and started
Mhm.
doing full-time union stuff in Pittsburgh.
The lady,
So-
yeah, that's awesome. The lady that hired me knew him.
Yep,
I
yep.
personally knew him. So when I
Yeah.
mentioned that, actually, I don't remember if she brought him up or if I did.
What was her name again?
I want to say Erin.
Oh, okay, nice.
Erin something. One of the HR ladies up front that was doing
Mhm.
the hiring at the time. There's a few of them,
Mhm.
but she knew your father, so we connected on that.
Nice.
Honestly, dude, I do miss the guy.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know him for many years, but
That man would have been looking out for you at the plant
I
if you were working there together.
I fucking need it.
Mhm.
I don't know who to turn to, and it would be nice to have a little bit of a mentor. That's one thing that I wish I had in life was a good mentor
Mhm.
on how to live.
Oh yeah, man.
You know, people who have one, hold on to that because that is a nice aspect to have for sure.
Absolutely.
Someone who's been through it that can guide you through your hard times and tell you not to give up, keep going. You're on the right path,
Mm-hmm.
and if not, maybe direct you to a new one.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know how to do anything. Like I'm just now figuring out bills.
Yep. Yep.
I'm just now figuring out taxes. This is gonna throw in another fucking loophole to do this legally if I start making money off of it.
Right.
Because then I'll have to get an LLC and I-94 or whatever the fucking tax form is. I gotta fill out. It's all new shit, dude. It's
Yeah,
all
I don't
new
even
shit.
know, man.
I didn't even know how to record or edit or upload. I had to teach all of this stuff to myself.
Mhm.
And I just learned too. We have a thing with the union, the Steelworkers Union, or maybe all unions might have this here. It's called ICD, and it's like a course type of thing with like anything you want to learn. You want to take
Nice.
you want to take a cooking class,
Mhm.
they'll take care of it. You want to go to school again, they'll take like half or full tuition, depending on if you're going to a trade school or actual college. They will
Right.
they will help you out with that. But if you want to take guitar lessons, fucking whatever you want
That's
to do
cool.
to better yourself,
Yeah.
this firm will help you do that. I saw online on their Facebook page is that they had a computer building class, so you can
Nice.
build your own PC.
Nice.
I was like, I would have loved to have learned to do that shit,
Yeah.
and I never knew about the class until it was already over.
I
I
was
don't know how to find this stuff out yet, so I'm still learning.
Mhm.
I'm learning everything. It's no problem teaching yourself. YouTube is a big help.
Yep.
'Cause every time I want to learn how to do a certain edit or whatever, I'll Google it and YouTube it and
Mhm.
figure it out, and that helps. That helped me with the Zoom call on
Right,
another
right.
episode. I didn't want the lions behind me
Yeah.
because it was the camera right in front of my face. I didn't want just lions behind me.
That
my
looks
little tapestry- my
Majestic though.
Yeah, my little tapestry here. I use it for sound purposes
Uh-huh.
mostly, but it because otherwise this whole room would echo like a motherfucker.
Right.
Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. So I googled how to do a backdrop, like a background behind me,
Mhm.
and I had to put up a green screen.
Oh yeah.
and able to do it. Which I took a sheet that I had, tacked it up on the ceiling behind me, and had it draped behind me, and I had a green screen behind me then.
Yep.
And it worked fucking perfect.
Mhm.
Well, I wouldn't say perfect. It worked well enough.
Yeah, just worked out just well enough.
Just well enough. So I got my logo, Morning Head logo behind me.
That's awesome, man.
Morning Head, get you some. If you can.
just do it.
It's not available for a lot of us. I talked my Christmas special. I did not get Morning Head for Christmas. That was not in the cards. That's all right.
Oh man, yeah.
I drank some head. I had quite a few beers at Christmas for sure.
Yeah, me too, man. Even
Oh,
yesterday,
yeah.
I was drinking IPAs and I was drinking rum chata coffees.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of rum chata coffees, man.
I have a new drink that you might like.
What's that?
I saved it. It's a root beer drink, actually. Do you like root beer?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
All right. Fuck it. Upstate New York. Yeah, everybody loves fucking root beer. up
Root
here.
beer and Loganberry.
Loganberry. Go to Ted's. Loganberry Shake.
Yeah. Aunt Rosie's Loganberry.
That's some good fucking shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where
You can't explain Loganberry
All right.
to anybody.
Captain
outside.
Morgan, AW, root beer.
Yep.
All right. 3/4 cup root beer, 2 shots of spiced rum,
Uh-huh.
1 shot vanilla coffee creamer. I would substitute that for Bailey's. All right. Vanilla coffee, I would just use regular Bailey's for that. Just
Yeah,
get a little
yeah.
extra. A little extra boost
kick
in
in
there.
the pants, yeah.
But yeah, that's the root beer cocktail. I'm like, you know what? It looks like it would be like a white brown Russian, I guess.
Oh yeah,
You know?
With some spiced rum. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. With the root beer and the rum, it's going to be a little bit of it's a brown milky color because of the coffee creamer.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't use coffee creamer. I would definitely use Bailey's. I would use rum and Bailey's
There you go.
because it's going to be the same. But I know you like your Bailey's.
Bailey's guy.
Yeah.
You ever drink Bailey's out of a shoe?
Bailey's out of his shoe?
I'm old Greg.
What?
Ever seen old Greg before?
No.
Oh, brother. You got to pull that video up, man.
Old Greg?
You got to watch old Greg.
Where do I find
It's
that?
from the Mighty, not the Mighty Boosh. What was the Mighty Boosh? I don't remember. Just go on YouTube and type in old Greg and then just enjoy.
I don't
Yeah.
know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
man. Yeah, you're missing out, bro. I can't believe you've never seen this video. It's super old. Old Greg.
2 G's?
Yeah.
Old Greg, 2 G's.
The funny thing is, the guy who played Old Greg is one of the
Oh my God,
the
this is
judges
terrible.
on. There you go, the Mighty Boosh. That's right. That's
the
right.
Mighty Boosh?
Yeah, the guy who plays Old Greg in this, he's one of the judges on Great British Bake Off or whatever the hell that show.
Oh,
is
really?
called. Yeah, the weird looking one with the dark hair and the.
How long is this? Oh, it's only a minute.
There you go.
See if it works.
Can't believe you've never seen this before.
That's it. Come on. Oh. No. Ah.
This is fucking already weird.
Wait, it gets better. It gets so
the
much.
dude is
it gets so much
fishing and a
worse.
fog is rolling in. A swamp monster?
Who are you? I'm on Craig. Pleased to meet you. What you
Okay.
want? Maybe I should ask you the same question.
Is it the same guy doing
You know,
two
in my
characters?
waters,
Nope.
Just taking the air, not fishing. But then how come this hook's in my head, Paul? It's nothing to do with me, sir. It's attached to your rod, Motherlecker. Don't kill me. I've got so much to give. Easy now, fuzzy little man Peach. You ever drunk Baileys from a shoe? What? Gonna come to a club where people wee on each other? No. I'm gonna hurt you. Excuse me? I like you. What do you think of me? I don't rightly know, sir. Make an assessment. I think you're a nice, modern gentleman. Don't lie to me, boy. I'm not lying. I know what you're thinking. Here comes old Greg. He's a scaly manfish. You don't know me. You don't know what I got.
It's a pretty nice little suit. Oh, he's got tutu on.
It's old Greg's vagina. I got a vagina.
What is this, dude?
I'm old Greg.
What the?
There's even
What
more. There's
the
even
hell?
more. There's more episodes of it. You can watch it if you want.
Oh, man, I
that's-
don't know, dude.
That's old Greg, man. You ever
Old
drink
Greg.
Bailey's out of a shoe?
A lot of random fucking questions from Greg there, dude.
Man. Yeah, that is old Greg, man. Oh, I can't believe I've never seen that. Mighty
No.
Boosh is an old show, and yeah, that same guy who played Old Greg is one of the judges on the Great British Bake Off show or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he traded up for sure.
Yeah, I guess so.
That was fucking weird.
Old Greg has a mangina.
That was fantastic.
Yep. There's more episodes you can watch on your own time if you want.
Go check out Old Greg.
If you didn't already,
2 G's.
Old Greg with 2 G's.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that is why you don't bring every time anybody brings Bailey's up around me.
Bailey's
I'm just
out of
like,
a shoe?
You ever drink Bailey's out of a shoe?
I got a shoe right there for you, dude.
Yeah, you got Das Boot.
Das Boot.
Das Boot. There you go.
I've never used it.
You got it, man.
Never used it.
You gotta just do it, and then you gotta
Nope.
make sure you rotate it like they did.
I got a Viking drinking horn too that I used to use. Dude, that takes 4 fucking beers. No, that's not.
Oh no,
No. It's not over here. I don't have it over here. It'll take 4 fucking beers to fill this fucking horn.
Damn, man.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great. So I was like, what's that that meme going around? Oh, doctor says 1 glass of wine a day is good for you, but the glass of wine is like this fucking big.
Yeah, exactly. Just a chalice.
It's a whole bottle.
Yeah.
Or is that bottle? Oh, that wine topper. That's a glass.
Yep. That's funny.
Clever fucking white women. Always thinking of something.
They're on top of it.
They are on top of it. I don't want to get into white women though. I'll leave you guys alone. Get your own fucking problems.
We don't want to get into it.
There's been a movement pretty much happening between women and men.
What's the movement? A bowel movement?
Yeah, pretty much.
But,
it's all fucking shit. About how men don't have feelings or can't express their feelings and fucking it's all fucking shit.
Can't relate.
Yeah.
I cry in every movie I watch.
Dude, I to be honest with you, there's been times I'm in my head at work because when I'm on my machine at work, I got those headphones on.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to podcasts, and if I listen to something like the Honeydew with Ryan Sickler, which is highlighting the low lights, so it's literally people talking about the lowest point in their lives.
Yeah.
So, and the struggles that they've gone through to get to where they are now. And I'm thinking, I can relate to a lot of it, and I'm like, so I get into my own thoughts. And I'm like processing past events and maybe trauma and shit like that. I'm like, dude, I'm on my machine at work, and if I'm feeling pretty down about myself, I'm like borderline fucking crying at work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then I remember, I'm like, I'm at work. Don't fucking cry at work.
Yeah.
Fucking pussy.
What's his problem?
Fucking pussy. No crying at work. So yeah, it's all, dude. I'm going through a lot of fucking issues.
No crying in baseball.
No crying in baseball. Great fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
That line, iconic. Tom Hanks, my man.
Yep.
There's, I don't know, man. I've been going through a lot of fucking shit. I haven't gotten into it. I probably won't for a while still, but a lot of it, I think, is I don't know if it's medical or psychological or hormonal.
Maybe it's with age.
Could be.
Yeah.
It could be. There is another thing that's been going on with guys in their 30s experiencing low testosterone and low libido. So that's I don't think it's a new thing, but it's a newly discovered or maybe just newly talked about thing.
Yeah.
And I did get diagnosed with low testosterone. So we're working on that.
Yeah, man, good.
Although the doctor, if anybody can clarify this or not, they said if you take testosterone replacement, it will lower your sperm count. It'll pretty much kill your sperm and make you infertile.
Weird.
So the first question was, do we want to have kids? I'm like, well, I already have 2. I'm okay, but she wants a 3rd. So you always got to do what the wife wants.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yeah.
So they suggested another thing. It was called Clomid, which I looked it up. It's a women's fertility drug.
For men.
Yeah. Well, not for men. It's for women. It is for women.
Okay.
It's a women's. That's what it's mainly used for. Is to boost the fertility in women. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, because I know men also produce estrogen, so I think it's going to spike my estrogen, make me more. I don't know, fertile, I guess, because he said it was going to help my sperm as well, which I wasn't worried about. Which would offset my testosterone, which then my testosterone glands, whatever that is, I think it's the pancreas or prostate.
Maybe the prostate. I don't actually know.
I don't remember either.
I don't know medical shit.
Something. Whatever spikes the testosterone, it would spike that to level off, and then you're pretty much tricking. That's how I thought about it. If I take this stuff, it's going to trick my body to level itself off and then have the levels that I'm supposed to have.
Right.
But I want to have the levels that I had when I was 20.
Right, yeah.
Or when I was 18, 20. I want to have high fucking levels of testosterone. And because my sleep is terrible, I know that affects testosterone. And it will affect my recovery. Because if I work out one day, I feel like I'm laid up for like a week. I'm sore. I can't work out again, dude. I'm so fucking tired and sore. I can barely fucking walk. And I wasn't even doing weights. I was just doing full body weight squats. But if I do like 50 of them or whatever, I can't fucking walk for a week. My legs are so fucking sore.
Damn.
I'm like, my recovery is absolutely dog shit.
Yep.
And the only time I had good recovery was when I was on supplements. So I need something.
Yeah.
Something needs to happen.
For me, it's like I need to just
You'll
get back
there,
to a routine.
Dave.
I need to get. I know. I need to get in a routine, man.
I'll have these problems.
I'm
soon.
hoping when I get to Japan, there's a CrossFit gym on base somewhere.
Did you turn 30 yet?
No, I'm 27.
See, you'll get there.
Yeah, I need to get in like a routine of working out.
5 more years till your decline, my friend.
Yeah, I know. I gotta keep it going, but
get ahead of the curve.
Yeah, get ahead of it. Exactly. I remember I just remember reading stuff, and I don't think there's necessarily any exact credibility to it, but it's just like red meat in men is helping helping decline sperm count and testosterone.
That's what they say.
That's what they say, and there's just
they have been going off of the same book of knowledge from the 50s.
Yeah, I bet.
So things have changed. Food has changed. Everything has changed. So if you're going by the same aspect from the 50s to now, in 2022, 2023, coming up soon, it's not the fucking same, dude.
Yeah.
That's a long fucking time for comparisons.
That's why I'm hoping when I get to Japan, I'm hoping to not adjust my diet to fit what I used to know in terms of what I know in America, American diet. I'm hoping I adjust or change my diet to be more kind of a Japanese
know one
style
thing.
Diet.
I tried to do that carnivore diet. Obviously, the thing holding me back is money. I can't just buy meat all the time. I also have my wife and kids won't eat the stuff that I eat, so I can't just buy meat. So I have to buy other shit too, and I run out of meat. But when I was just eating just meat and maybe fruit, shit like that, pineapple, apples, bananas, shit like that, I felt great. I really did feel a difference within the first week of doing it. And I would make a meatloaf out of some ground venison or whatever, and I'd make a meatloaf, and that would last me pretty much a week through work, at least half a week.
Yep.
About 4 or 5 days, and I would make 2.5 to 3 pounds meatloaf, and I would put it in a big container. And I wouldn't have it in slices. I would chop it all up again and make it pretty much how it's ground again.
Yep.
How it's looking, so I can just spoon it out and eat it. And I would take it to work, and I would eat a bit of it, and I would not be hungry again. And that one container would last me almost the whole week of work.
Nice. Of
making meat. I'm like, this is fucking strange, because if I would have had a chicken finger sub or a burger or whatever, I'm going to be hungry again in the next hour for more shit. And I don't understand if it's just the processed meat of it not being so filling, because obviously the bread should be from the sub and the burger. The carbs should definitely fill you up more. But when I just ate straight meat, I was completely content and satisfied with a smaller portion than a regular meal.
Yeah,
and I don't know what that is.
I don't get it either, man. I just think it's just because everyone's body's different. But I just know in Japan, the portions are not the same. Like
Oh,
an American portion is like triple of what they get for anything. So
Yep.
I'm gonna have to get used to that. But also, I want my body to be used to that. You know what I mean? I don't want my body to think it needs more because
Yep.
I've eaten myself into pain so many times in my life where I'm just so full that I'm like,
Yep.
I hurt.
I've been there, dude. The
And
body
that's
think I'm
not-
fat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it's just like
You want to say I was fat, Dave?
I didn't agree. I didn't
Oh,
agree.
sure.
You didn't hear me agree? No, I didn't agree.
Yeah, yeah.
No. That's all right, man. Even being in the military, I'm like definitely way heavier than I used to be. Because
Yeah, but you got like a healthy weight on you though. Like you still look good. You still look
for
like
now. For
I think
now.
like a good solid month of working out though, you'd be fucking ripped as
so
shit.
for me, man, I think that one of the big things is the alcohol. If I stop drinking beer for probably 2 weeks, I
Mhm.
probably lose about 5 pounds. So,
Oh yeah, same here, dude.
but I love it too much, man. So here's the thing about my body goals. I want to be more fit. I want bigger muscles, and I want to
Same.
have better muscular endurance and just endurance in general.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do not need, in my opinion, a 6-pack. I do not need like abs and just to be like the best looking
I'm right there
physically.
with you. Yep.
If I can't be happy eating and drinking
Mm-hmm.
food.
I just want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
I want to be able to eat what I want, which I do anyways. I don't seem to have a problem with diet right now. I mean, I do eat relatively healthy food. The problem is portion control. I eat too much.
I'd like to not overeat
So
too.
that
Yeah.
is my main thing is that I definitely overeat, especially the late night snacking.
Mm.
Dude, like 7:30 after like dinner, maybe like 7, cut it off. That 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock snack that you'd had just fucked you.
Yeah, 100%.
So
that's what's wrong.
that's number one. Get rid of the late night snacking. Fuck that shit right out of there. Another thing is fasting. A lot of times I won't have breakfast.
Mhm.
I'll have breakfast for lunch. So like 11, 12 o'clock, I'll have eggs and whatever, or a sandwich from Tim Hortons or something.
Mhm.
And that'll be my technically breakfast. So that's a long time to fast, especially if I didn't eat anything. Because our last break at work, I get out at 11. Our last break for like lunch wise is like around 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
So if I don't eat anything, we have another break around 9. It's like 10 minutes. But if I don't eat anything the next 4 hours, and then you just go home and go to bed, that's a pretty big fast between meals. Then if I don't eat again until 11 o'clock in the next morning,
Yeah.
that's almost 12 hours of fasting.
It is.
Over 12 hours of fasting. So that will help a lot. Obviously, drink water. That's a big aspect of it too. The
Yeah.
beers definitely don't help,
No.
especially the IPAs.
Yeah, especially the craft beers, man.
You
They
know,
don't even publish the calorie count on
they
these craft beers
are
for a reason.
Heavy. There's a
Mhm.
lot of wheat in these craft beers.
Yeah, you don't see calories on these
A
cans
lot
for a
of
reason.
yeast. Oh no, you don't see shit.
Yeah, they don't have. It's crazy that they don't have to publish calories on
There's
a
a nice
craft
little
beer.
note on the day burner too.
What does it say?
Burning a day is a beautiful thing. So burning a day is a beautiful thing. Precious hours logging on the beach, idling off the trail, or perched aside a backyard fire, or reward for hard work. Told you guys I can't read. Leave me alone. These hours passed as a slow burn, and each deserve an easy drinking taste. That's pretty much what this is, to be honest with you. This is actually really refreshing.
Yeah, I'd say so.
This might be my new summertime.
It has
beer.
a little less bite than the hay burn itself.
Definitely does.
Yeah, a little less bite. It's good
It
though.
says that's the idea behind the Day Burner.
Mhm.
It's a refreshing all-season IPA brewed with Citra, Idaho 7, whatever that is,
Yeah,
Cascade, and Zeus hops.
yeah, hops for
So
sure.
2 different types of hops.
Mhm.
It boasts a taste and name complementary to our flagship Hay Burner. So this definitely is just a more refreshing,
Little lighter tasting.
tasting
Yeah,
Hay
yeah.
Burner.
A little less alcohol percentage.
Mhm.
Just these
It
ones
has
are-
a citrus flavor, delicious, drinkable, and a smooth finish suited for days you never wanted to end. Cheers to fucking that. Days you
Yep.
never wanted to end.
Cheers to that.
I like that.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I'm sorry that it took a half an hour for me to read it.
Jimmy illiterate.
I'm illiterate, dude. At first, I used to think that it's because I don't read enough. Like how people like it's like a mind over matter thing. If you do it enough, you're going to learn it enough,
That's how
and
anything is.
it's going to be everything's going to just fall into place better.
Yep.
I don't know if that's the thing, dude.
It's just how everything is, man.
Because I find this a lot now. If I've never heard the word before, I can't read it at all. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I say things how they're spelled out, and that's not how it sounds. Like
Not always,
GH makes the f sound, and CH with the ch sound, but I won't read it that way. If I don't know the word, if I've never heard the word before, I won't read it the way that it's supposed to be. I read it all fucked up, or I just give up and completely look over it.
Right.
And I'll read a couple sentences and then go back and be like, wait, what the fuck? What the hell just happened? Like I completely like spaced out. Like I don't even recall what I just read at all. I can't go back and reference to nothing. I have to go back and reread. So I bought a book. I read a chapter and a half of the second one in a month. That's all I got. That's as far as I got. Dude.
I mean,
I gave it to my father because I wasn't going to
I was
continue.
going to say, like, you didn't do it in just one sitting, though, right? Or like you didn't.
No, it was during a month. During a month, I read one chapter and a half, so maybe like 50 pages.
Okay.
And then I gave up and gave it to my father because I wasn't going to finish it.
You gotta keep going, man.
I just
Maybe you gotta get like an old high school level book.
Yeah, I gotta get a smaller book, maybe. I mean, when I tried to read and actually sit down, instead of being on my phone, scrolling through reels and just sucking my brain away, I tried to read a book, but then I got kids yelling, wife asking me for stuff. I'm like, I can't. I can't focus on this and deal with that. I got to be alone if I want to read. And then when I'm alone, I'm in my head and the thoughts. I'll read something and I'll reference back. Oh, I can relate to that. Now I'm in my head and I can't go back to the book because I'm just trapped in thought now. And I just can't. I think that's definitely dyslexia. I think I should have been in the slow class for sure at school, dude. And I wasn't because my parents didn't want. I can't say parents. I would say my mom wouldn't come to terms with anything being a problem. Like I was raised with the point like you don't talk about your problems, you don't talk about things going wrong. Everything's got to be kept under wraps and hidden away. You just deal with it on your own.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
just
but we're kind of moving away from
bite the pillow and take it like a man.
We're kind of moving away from that as a society a little bit.
Oh, we are, and I think that's a good thing too.
In some ways, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because talking about it really makes me feel better. But then I come back later with the anxiety of like, I don't really know this person very well, and I definitely overshare to new people a lot. And it's like, I'm sorry that I feel comfortable talking to you. Yeah, I don't see you very often, but when I do, I overshare a lot of shit.
Man, I'll tell you what. I think it shows that you're willing to be
vulnerable, for sure.
Vulnerable, just a better, I don't want to say a team player, but just a better.
In my way, it's me reaching out for help. Like, help me. I might not physically ask you for help, but if you can hear my struggle and my complaint in what I'm telling you of what I'm going through, that's me reaching out for help. That's what I say about I wish I had a mentor to guide me through these areas. Like my father helps me out a lot. My mother helps me out a lot. But it's only so far.
Yeah, and everyone's knowledge is limited. You know?
Exactly. It's only so far that they can go. Yep. And it's like my mother helps me out financially. My father helps me out physically. He's very knowledgeable with a lot of weird handyman stuff.
Yeah, that's how my dad was.
I've learned how to roof. I've learned how to side. I've learned how to do framework, drywall, plumbing, cement, all that shit. Automotive, all from my father.
Yeah.
And my mother has always helped me out with finances. So I got one and the other.
Yep.
But like when it comes to like growing from that, I don't know where to go. So
yeah, you gotta seek other advice. You know?
Yep. And nowadays you got to pay for it.
Yeah, nowadays you got to pay for it. That's the truth.
You want bigger financial advice on how to invest, maybe some tax breaks and stuff like that. You got to talk to a financial advisor, and most likely you're gonna have to pay for it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was lucky. I've had a couple of roommates, knew a couple guys going through training and stuff who they spend a lot of time and effort thinking about how they invest their money.
Yeah.
And they gave me a lot of good advice on how to invest my money.
Mhm.
So I've been kind of working with them and then talking to them about how I can improve my gains.
Yeah.
And then, it also it comes with risk, right? Especially at a young age.
Oh, everything does. Yeah.
At a younger age when you're newer to, investing and stuff like that too, sometimes they just say, hey, like try to take the risk a little more, see if you can do a little better for yourself now. And as you get older, get closer to your retirement, you lay back off the risk a little bit because you want to start actually having money.
I'm not even thinking about retirement because retirement is something that you have saved up and ready for retirement. I'm more thinking about something that's just going to bring me in capital, going to bring me in some revenue with the least amount of effort. Real estate is definitely one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
So, man, I told this to a buddy of mine. He's in a class action suit right now. Hopefully they settle soon. So if he gets a good chunk of money, he's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do, though. I gave him the advice to buy a 4-unit apartment building. 4 is pretty small, pretty simple to manage.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Even if you're like at a roommate or living with somebody else right now, you can even get that one apartment to yourself. So now you're on your own and manage the other 3. All right. And that's just going to bring in money. All right, you pay that whole building off within the year or so, especially if you get a good settlement. You might be able to pay it off within that first year.
Yep.
But I mean, definitely get the mortgage. Don't buy it in cash. Get the mortgage, make higher payments than the minimum payments, and pay it off to build yourself some credit, and then do it again.
Yep.
And then do it again, and then do it again. Next thing you know, you own 5, 6, 7 units. Half of them are paid off, dude. That's all money coming in.
It's like a Monopoly game.
All money coming in. And if you need help with it, like maintenance problems, guess what? You call a fucking guy. You call a plumber.
Or you have a guy.
Call a carpenter. You call a roofer.
Yep.
You call a plow company.
Yep.
You don't have to do anything yourself. It'll all come up on its own.
Exactly.
And I just fucking learned this shit now. Like, we want to get a new house. I want to get one within the next year. How do I do that with zero money? I know people do it all the time.
Yep.
That's how they start. I hear the things on like Instagram and Facebook. It's like how to get a house with no money down and no nothing. I'm like, but you got to pay for their seminar to figure it out.
Yep.
And even then, I'm not guaranteed to know for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I want
It's
a
just a risk.
one-on-one. I need you to explain it to me one-on-one instead of talking generally into a seminar. My dumbass brain might not understand it. How do you buy a fucking house with no money? There's got to be a way. Because my parents have had multiple properties, and I always thought we were poor. How the fuck do you do this shit? There's definitely a way, and nobody wants to tell me.
Yeah,
Fucking bastards.
I was like, I wish I knew the secret, man. But like I was saying earlier, that guy that I knew going through pilot training with me, like he started off small with cars and then turned cars into houses. And he turned his houses into an LLC.
There you go.
And his LLC was him training property managers. He trained property managers on how to manage his properties. And that was what he delved into. And then he trained his people how to manage properties. And then after that, then he turned them into trainers to train new property manager trainees.
So he's starting his own little pyramid.
He has. And,
Nice.
and I told you, like, he owns property now in Florida, like along the beaches of the Gulf Coast. He
Property
owns
is
the property
money, dude.
in Columbus. And then he doesn't have to manage any of them because he started his own management firm while owning these properties. So
There you go.
he's very much helped himself not just be, a pilot in the military and get his pilot training paid for, which is like I said, $1 million investment.
That is somebody.
But now he also has capital coming in from all different sides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's not even done. He just started his active duty service commitment. He's probably got another 10 years of places to visit and stay at.
Yeah.
Of buying houses and stuff. So
Yeah, dude, he buys some overseas places and definitely
Exactly.
Airbnb,
And-
those fucking things.
Right, and let me tell you, man, like the thing that I stayed at while I was in Little Rock is known as what we call a crash pad.
Mhm.
So anywhere in a military town, people are going to come to a lot of these different bases, TDY, temporary duty, to stay there for a fixed amount of time, and get training. Typically, it's typically for training or like seminars and things like that, right?
Okay.
So that's what I was in Little Rock for. It was my TDY was 7 months. Sorry. Yeah, 7 months. It was an extra month longer than it was supposed to be. And I got in a crash pad, we call it. It's a house off base.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that you pay them your daily per diem rate. So when I'm on TDY, I get a daily per diem as a, Air Force, whatever, like airman member, whatever, any military member, usually on a TDY, they get a per diem rate. So my daily per diem for most of that trip was $85 a day. I paid the crash pad owners of the house I stayed at my $85 a day, so I didn't see it. I just paid them.
Okay.
And I stayed there for 7 months. Every month, I was paying them like $2,000, like $2,000 plus dollars, and they provided me a house. I didn't pay a single bill of the house. It had internet, water, heat, air conditioning, the whole nine, electric, all that stuff.
So the house was already saves you. It's already a good deal.
Yeah, it was already the house was furnished. It had a lot of different appliances and kitchen utensils and things like that too. I didn't really have to bring much of my own stuff. I could hit them up every week for like dinner. I'd be like, hey, like I'm going out to dinner, or I'm gonna like get like Grubhub or like what do they call it? Like the cart, like Uber Eats or whatever. Mm-hmm. It'd be like a like a $50 bill. They'd pay it for me. Like no big deal. I'd hit them up for a little bit of money here. I'd go to the liquor store, buy myself a couple bottles of liquor. I'd tell them, take a picture of the receipt, and they'd pay for it.
Nice.
Type of shit like that.
That's not bad.
So not a bad gig at all. And like I just could stay at the house, and I just never saw that $85 a day I had, and they made a killing on me.
Oh yeah.
Now I had up to 3 roommates in that house. So now multiply 85 times 3.
Mm-hmm. Don't ask me to do that. I don't know the answer.
I'm just saying, like, take $85 a day, 31 days in a month, and then multiply that by 3. And now how much money have they just made on that house? Mind you, the crash pad owners of the place I stayed at, they lived in Misawa in Japan, at Misawa Air Base in North Japan.
Okay.
So I never saw them once. I just communicated them via phone, like phone calls and text messages, and they had like a property manager guy that would come by every so often to like check on things. So yeah, dude. Did you figure it out?
I'm trying to figure it out. You said 85 times 3.
85 times 3. So 3 people per day.
That's a day per day?
Yeah, per day.
That's $250. $255 a day.
$255 times 31 days per month. Right, 30 or 31, right?
Times 31.
Mm-hmm.
That's $7,000, almost $8,000 a month.
Yep.
That's awesome, dude.
So then they just have to pay the bills of the house, the mortgage if they have one, which I'm sure they probably did.
Oh, that'll cover it for fucking sure.
And that'll cover it more.
Especially if that house is paid off.
And,
you ain't paying
I was going to say, and
dude.
they're going to pay off the house in like a year, 2 years. You know what I mean? As long as they keep getting people staying there. So then, if you want to look into buying property, like you're saying in the South, that's the trick. You need to find where a military base is.
Okay.
Find a nice, decent neighborhood around the military base that a house is for sale, or like an old person who's moving out or whatever,
or dead.
Or you're dead, unfortunately. Yeah, or dead.
Sorry, but that's how I got this house.
Sometimes that's how it works.
That's how I got this house. This was an estate that I bought.
Yep.
Pretty cheap too.
Yep. There you go. And so you do it that way, man, and then you make sure it's all fixed up and in good shape. You put a little money into it.
Yeah, fresh coat of paint.
Yeah, fresh coat of paint.
Some new rugs.
Make sure shit works properly, and then boom. Now you're like, hey, it's a crash pad. It's like a TDY location, and you advertise. You find people and ways to advertise. It's easy for Air Force bases, especially ones for initial qualification pilot initial qualification training, because they know we're going to be there for like 6 months. Like me, 4 months for some. Altus in Oklahoma, middle of nowhere, Oklahoma.
But you can't live on base.
You can, but usually on base stuff is not great, and plus you're restricted by living on base rules, and you don't necessarily want to be, as a member, limited to on base rules when you live in the States. So like for me, what's kind of nice with Japan is because I'm single, I don't have family or wife or anything like that, I have to live off base. I have to live in an off base location. Damn.
you want to trade lives, Dave?
So,
Come on, man.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're Dave Evans.
Hell yeah, I will
out
fucking
there
go to Japan tomorrow, dude.
yanking and banking a C-130, man.
They're like, damn, Dave, you gained weight.
You'll just be like,
And you need to shave, motherfucker.
and what? And what? Yeah, you'll be like, can I get a new flight suit, please?
I could start the plane. I won't be able to land it. I know that. From the simulators that I have done, I can start and take off. I'm not going to land.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing, man. Is taking off is one of the easier things you can do in an airplane.
Mhm.
Landing it,
which is weird. It's funny because like if you're driving if you're just a new motorcycle rider, or even if you're learning how to do manual, taking off is the harder thing to do,
Right.
and it's the easier thing to do with flying.
Now, I say taking off is the easier thing to do. That's assuming perfect conditions and that your plane's in good shape.
True.
If you lose an engine on
There's always other conditions
Oh, yeah.
provided with everything.
If you lose an engine on takeoff, I can tell you right now, especially in a C-130,
Have you done that?
It gets significantly more complicated. Not in real life, it's
Okay.
simulated, but especially if you're heavyweight and you need to get off the ground because you're past your
And your engine
refusal
goes
speed.
out.
You
Damn.
need to do everything in your might to still get the plane off the ground. It's crazy
Damn, dude.
because we can fly the plane single engine. We can fly the plane with 3 engines. We can fly the plane with even 2 engines. Not well, but we can do it. But yeah, if
What
you're
happens if you get down to one? Limp it to a soft part of land?
untested. I don't think at this
or
point.
close to offshore as possible.
The only thing that's been tested these days, that we know of with a C-130 is an older C-130. Dang, man,
I just fucking shit
you just
myself.
shook. You just shook the whole thing. Talking about shitting yourself earlier.
Sorry, guys. I ripped one good.
You broke.
I'm tired of holding it in.
You probably broke the chair.
No, we're good. I got a hole. There's already a hole. It just goes through. I'm joking.
Pass through. But yeah, man. However many years ago, I forget what model C-130 it was. It was either an E model or an H model. The Colombians had them. The Colombian Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
They ran it out of gas.
Cocaine runners. Okay.
No. They were their Air Force. I'm not saying I don't know what they were doing, but they
Sure.
ran it out of gas and landed in water and found out that the plane floats.
There you go.
So they were able to all be safe. I think the whole crew is safe.
Floated right to Florida and unloaded their cargo, cocaine.
But yeah, I just think it's crazy. Like you think of a big airplane, man, and they're just like the Colombians
Well,
found out that they can make the plane float.
They're a lot lighter than you think. Like a lot of them are made out of like canvas.
So like the C-130,
Like a lot of old smaller planes, like the wings and even the fuselage
old ones, yeah.
is like the Cub Cadets. Maybe no, I think mostly just the Cubs. I don't know about Cessnas or something or Steers.
So
But they were canvas, dude.
these
It's
days,
just frame and canvas. There's no metal involved at all.
yeah, like it's like the new like C-130s and a lot of the other modern planes. It's just aluminum, man. It's just
Yeah.
it's a thin
They're
sheet.
very light. They're a
it's a-
lot lighter than you think they would be.
It's a thin sheet of metal that separates you from the outside, but then some insulation and
Mm-hmm.
lots of wires and hoses.
Isn't mostly the structure aluminum
yeah,
too?
yeah.
The
A lot
whole
of them.
skeletal system
Yep.
is aluminum base or titanium base. I
Yeah,
think
some steel mixed in there, of course, for strength and
for
rigidity,
essentials.
and
Yeah.
then like lots of aluminum and flexible metal and things like that too.
Yeah.
So it's impressive.
Yeah, the planes are a lot lighter than a lot
Yeah.
of people think. I think they're most lighter than most trucks around here.
Yeah, there were in World War II even they were using canvas gliders that were made, like their frame. The structure of the plane was made out of wood,
Yeah,
and they were covered in canvas.
There's no metal involved
Yeah.
other than the fucking motor and
and
mechanics.
I was gonna
of
say
it.
the screws that held it together,
Yeah,
pretty much, and that's about it. But
yep. It's a wood skeletal system wrapped in canvas.
my dad had
And you're flying in the air.
and
It's insane.
in high school, my dad had a teacher who was a World War II vet
Nice.
who flew the canvas gliders,
That's awesome.
and
dude.
they would launch them, and they would glide around quietly at night behind enemy lines
Have you seen these gliders?
and land
dude? I
them.
want to get one of these.
and land
things.
them. Talk about the ones that you can load up on a trailer, take apart, load up on a trailer.
You're fucking walking it around, dude.
Oh, you walk it around.
Well, you can.
Oh wow.
No, because you weren't towed. You weren't towed off the runway. These guys were on top of a hill, and they would run like the plane went on your back like a backpack.
Whoa. That seems crazy.
I know, right? It really does. But like, I'm really having a hard time finding this now, which is
Would they run
fucking
off the
pissing me
hill
off.
and then jump?
Yeah,
and
dude.
then swing their
Well,
legs up?
they barely even ran. It was more like a little fast walk or a trot.
Mhm.
Like, I'm a little mad that I can't find what I was actually looking for.
Yeah, man, I couldn't think of the name of it, to be honest.
But it's fucking cool. I think the other thing, that seaplane that you were talking about,
It was like a mallard? Or,
No,
or an
no,
otter?
I really think it's called Seawind. I'm gonna look it up. Seawind 3000 or something like that. I'm gonna type it in. See what pops up. There it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Seawind 3000. This thing has a how do you call that?
It's got
Fucking
retractable
motor.
landing gear and it's water.
But yeah, it's a Seawind 3000. Dude, this is the plane that I wanted.
Yeah.
I literally watched a dude fish out of this fucking plane.
Mhm.
He landed in a river, opened up the hatch, and started fishing out of the plane.
Yeah.
And then took off the fucking river again.
A friend of mine, she got stationed at Lewis in Joint Base Lewis McCord C-17s is the plane she flies.
Yeah.
And while she's been there, a friend of hers had a friend or a connection with the seaplane.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got her seaplane certification. So
That's
she's
awesome,
seaplane rated
dude.
now. So she loves it. She's just probably the best flying she's ever done is in a
I
seaplane.
was actually wondering about that because it's like me as a civilian, say I made my millions or whatever,
Mhm.
billions, for that rather. Bought myself a seaplane
Mhm.
because the advice that I got if you wanted to learn how to fly was to buy your own plane.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then find an instructor
Mhm.
because the cost of renting a plane, paying for parking, paying for storage, paying for fueling, paying for insurance, paying for an instructor is just overwhelming. It's way too much shit. So if you buy your own plane, you already took away half the cost,
Yeah.
at least a third of the cost.
Mhm.
So that was my understanding. So if say I bought a seaplane as a civilian, got an instructor to teach me how to use it, I go through all the testing, I get my pilot's license. Can I just land on the Niagara River right here? Like,
So it's a certification process. So you're gonna have to get your like private pilot's license initially, which is fixed land. It's like land only. You know, that's just how you're gonna do it in terms of FAA procedures. There's other people like if you live out in Alaska, you're gonna do
Yeah.
you're gonna do whatever the fuck you want
oh, exactly.
because it's Alaska. You know
That's
what I
kind of
mean?
necessity out there.
Right. So it's different out there. Like in around here, right? Like
Same with like Australia and shit too. If you want to go out of states,
yeah.
yeah, learning
Yeah.
to fly, kind of a necessity, depending on where you are in Alaska.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, around these parts and just in terms of FAA stuff, you're gonna get your normal like private pilot's license, whatever,
Mhm.
right? Once you get that, you can start to work on your type ratings for different things. So
Okay.
like for me, based on all my pilot training and in Columbus and all that stuff too, I have a commercial pilot's license.
Okay.
I'm not like go hop in a Delta plane and fly a Delta
Yeah,
plane
you're not
commercial.
signed off to just go and do it whenever. No.
because I'm not rated for like Delta aircraft, like a Boeing 737. I can't
Yeah.
fly that. But what I can fly is a few of the planes that I'm familiar with based on the training I had,
Mhm.
and then also I have like high performance because of the T6, so it's like a high performance single engine. I have the multi-engine from cert from flying the T1 in training, and then the BE40 endorsement, and the MU300 is like the Mitsubishi equivalent of a
Okay.
BE40 pretty much. So I have like those endorsements, but then the type rating is like, you know, multi-engine and commercial, and like, or having commercial as like my standard thing. So basically I can say, hey, I can rent this BE40 airplane
Mhm.
and I can charge you and your family, you know, $1,000 to fly you to
Per passenger.
Denver, Colorado,
Yeah.
and back, and I can like do that. So I'm allowed to do that. I can make a business out of it if I wanted to.
That'd be a fun day.
Yeah, it would. It would go to ski country and hit up the ski lodges and stuff.
Hell yeah, that'd be a
Yeah.
fun day.
So you know what I mean? Like that's what I can do. I can't, you know, load up a plane with 200 people and fly them and call myself.
You should start your own private fucking business.
Dave
dude.
Airlines, you know. So I mean, I kind of can do that, but
You
not-
should
not to
start
the
your
same
own
level.
fucking private fucking business.
Well,
Get your own little fleet of planes.
I gotta wait till after the active duty service
After the
commitment.
active duty, that's fine.
But-
But dude, I swear to God, if you start your own private plane company, that would be
Oh yeah,
that'd be a good move for you.
that'd be really cool. So we'll see, man. So in terms of like the seaplane type rating or whatever, like that's or certification or whatever, like that's you'd have to work towards that after getting your private pilot's license or
Mhm.
PPL.
Oh, it would just be cool. I even looked into getting you can do this actually fairly cheaply.
Mhm.
Is buying a kit for single helicopter pilot. So
Okay.
you can literally buy a helicopter
Mhm.
kit for a single passenger, which would just be you. It's usually an open shell
Yep.
helicopter. You can buy that for a couple $1,000s. It's actually very cheap, but you got to put it together yourself.
Mhm.
But I think that is a huge, crucial aspect in learning how to fly.
Yeah.
Because if you build it yourself, now you know the ins and outs of everything that you're doing.
Yeah. I wish I knew more about how like things worked in my
that
airplanes.
was I
but-
learned that advice from going to school. Actually,
Yep.
The half the people, dude, I was the only one when I went to AAP mechanics, airframe power plant
Mhm.
mechanics school. I was the only one there without my own plane. The only one out of like 20 something people in the class.
Dang,
Some
man.
people had his and hers. Like
Yeah.
he had his plane, his wife had her
Should
plane.
have been like, sell me one, fool.
Yeah, I was the only one without my fucking own plane.
Yeah,
It's fucking ridiculous.
that is.
And half of them built them themselves.
Mm.
So from ground up, from shell, motor to everything,
Mm.
they built their own fucking planes. And you learn what everything is then. You learn what this gauge does. You learn what this lever does. Everything.
Yeah, that's
You
cool.
learn the whole mechanics of the plane. That's like step fucking one in
Yep.
flying.
Yep.
So,
Super cool.
which you talked about last episode. The half your training to begin with was just learning your checklists
Yep.
of everything to go through before takeoff and just learning the mechanics of the aircraft. So building it helps.
Oh yeah, exactly. 'Cause
So
then you know
I
why.
looked into getting these helicopter kits. How fucking cool would it be? Because I got land in the southern tier.
Yep.
It's an hour and a half drive, but how fucking and I got a pond out there too. So how cool would it be if I build myself a helicopter with some pontoons on it
Mhm.
and just fly over to my cabin, just land in the pond, and what is that? Could take me like what 20 minutes?
Yeah, honestly, it wouldn't take you too long.
20 minutes to get there.
Yeah, it wouldn't take you
Fly
long
right
at all.
over everybody. And those little helicopters, you kind of go through FAA rules because you're under the altitude of regular sky traffic.
Yeah, you'd fly pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're allowed to be so close to think man-made obstacles and things like that.
Mhm. And I'm
But-
not going past any other airports, maybe Buffalo a little bit, but I can go
Yeah,
around to the river
You
even
can
if
always,
I wanted to.
You can always stay away from other
Yep.
airports' airspace.
And
Yep.
I'm not going to be past
And,
any military aspects
Right,
of it.
right. And if you're flying through an airport's airspace, you're allowed to do that. You just have to communicate that with
Yeah,
with them.
you just got to communicate with the tower.
Yep.
It's definitely doable.
Yep.
I'm still thinking about doing
a
that.
lot of them are NTAs too. A lot of them are non-towered airfields.
I don't think
so-
they would let me take off an aircraft or a helicopter out of my backyard here.
So
in
believe it or not,
in the suburbs.
Believe it or not, in the suburbs, maybe not, but like in certain places, that's how like crop dusters do it. Is they take off in their own backyard.
Oh yeah,
man.
dude, there's people here in Wheatfield and Sanborn
Yep.
that do that shit. They got their own airfield out there.
Yep. So
Yep.
you just kind of,
It's just a grass field,
Yep.
but
all
it's
I
like 3,000 feet or so. It gives them a nice little flat runway,
Mhm.
and they got their own little Cub Cadet planes and little
yeah,
Cessnas.
yeah, little Piper Cubs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
cool, man.
that's what they fly around.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well,
Yeah, we can wrap this up now. 4 hours in. Jesus Christ, Dave.
I know, man. I'm a chatter. What am I gonna do? Chatterbox.
I drank all my shit.
I'm gonna like
You
annoy
got,
the.
you got more whiskey to drink, dude.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'll annoy the Japanese people when I get there.
Oh, they'll just sit there and smile and nod at you. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Yes.
hi.
All right, Dave, dude. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
I
buddy.
really miss you having you around.
Yeah, me too, man. I miss being here. Miss hanging out with
Yes.
the boys, drinking and riding, man.
Boys, just one boy. Me.
Well, yeah, the
boy.
boy.
One boy.
Drinking and riding.
Yeah.
Well, now we got Floyd, too, so.
dude. I can't wait to get him on a bike
Oh,
for sure, dude.
Yeah, we got to get him with the Harley Davidson Power Wheels, man.
He had one. He did have one.
You did, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, dude. I had one growing up, man. I had the leather jacket and the sunglasses and
Oh,
everything. I was
nice.
like, "Brrr."
Nice. Yeah, no, we did get him a little Power Wheels fucking motorcycle. He loves that shit.
Heck yeah, man.
I also have a little mini chopper out in the garage with the little 5 horsepower fucking motor on it for the kids.
Nice.
So
That's
we haven't,
awesome,
we haven't
man.
ripped it out yet, but
You
because
will.
they're not ready for it, but because they're only they're 5 and
He's gonna be
5 and 3.
and he's gonna be cooking it down the road at 30 miles an hour.
I gotta get it. I got a little couple dirt bikes next, and a couple little 4-wheelers next. A little 50cc, 90cc fucking bikes and shit.
Oh yeah,
Get these kids fucking rolling.
get him rolling.
All right, man. All right, we'll wrap this up, guys. If you haven't yet, go ahead, like and subscribe. YouTube, JFR Studios, JFR Studios on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. Go ahead, check us out. Previous episodes. Check out the latest episode with Dave talking about his military background and experiences
Yeah, man.
as a new military asset. Pretty nice, actually. I learned a lot from that. I really did. A lot of shit I didn't know.
Absolutely.
So go ahead, check it out. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I appreciate everything you guys do for us. And if you have not yet, Morning Head, get you some. Bye, everybody.
See ya.